Something like this. Hit it.
The Roger Report live morning show, weekdays at 9 a.m.
Say y'all, I was on Roger's panel a few times and I couldn't take it. The heat. I got out the kitchen. It was hot. I was sweating. I had to get out.
He's Roger, and he's right.
Check this out.
We can live or die. You choose. I have spoken to you a lot of times in hatred and anger, and you have not heard me. Well, you had better hear me today. If you won't listen to me when I make an appeal for the Negroes because you have no concern for the Negroes, listen to me when I make an appeal for America. You claim you love America. Well, we love America. But you are driving us back and you are making a Samson out of us, and we are going to pull down the pillar. And then you think we have no right to ask for something? Is it too much to ask you to grant us human dignity? Should we be put down and shot to death for this request? If so, you can aim your guns. What the hell do you think we care about dying if you're going to deny us the right to live?
Good morning, folks, and welcome to another edition of the Roger Report Live, the best show on social media. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and take a moment out to hit that like button, because this is where you're going to find the best content on social media, and you don't have to worry about it because you're going to have me right here to make sure that happens. And if you've already been coming to the channel for a while, then go ahead and hit that like button, because you already know what time it is, and you know that this is where you're going to get the best content on social media. It's not a mystery to you at this point. You've seen other people do it. You've even seen some people do it well. But what you have not seen is anyone do it quite the way I do it. So make sure you hit that like button. And everyone, yes, everyone, take a moment out to share the content, y'all. There are so many people who need to get great content like this, and it's just a small thing you can do to help the world be a better place. And isn't that what we want at the end of the day? Of course you do. So share the content out. Share it through your social media. Share it through word of mouth, or even text someone's phone. But do what you got to do to help spread the word. All right, folks, we are back with another great and interesting edition of the Roger Report Live, because that's the only type of content I do. If it ain't interesting, we just ain't doing it, okay? It is what it is. And we are back with another installment of Unsupervised White People. Yep. Unsupervised White People. That title says a lot. And today's Unsupervised White People is going to be about Lindsay Clancy versus her 3 dead children. Yep. Y'all heard it. Lindsay Clancy versus her 3 dead children. Now, before we go too far into this, first of all, I'd like to say shout out to all the people who come through and give me views on a regular basis. Glad to see y'all have my back. Glad to see y'all are steady coming through for the great conversations. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. Shout out to all the people who leave comments after the stream. That is a blessing to me. Y'all help grow the channel. And plus, sometimes you got great ideas and great conversations that's going on as well. Shout out to all the people who hype me up every chance they get. All that makes a difference, especially to my channel, y'all. because you know they be trying to hold me back, but y'all be helping me get through. And shout out to everyone who hits that like button, y'all. Always, these are always good, critical things to do, and it doesn't make a difference when you catch the stream. Do this stuff if you catch it live. Do this stuff also if you part of the replay game. Okay? Because I need the support. I need your support. I want your support. Love your support. Appreciate your support. So shout out to all of y'all who does that. And let me give a couple shout outs. Let me give a special shout out to the people who helped me go to the next level. The people who put a little something on the wood. And shout out to you, Mr. Me Too. I see you, brother. I see you. Appreciate you. Shout out to the people who little something on the wood over here. And we going to give credit to the sponsor of today's stream, my main man, FLX. You are the sponsor of today's stream. Thank you for your continued support, my brother. Thank you for your continued support. Appreciate you big time. And let me give some shout outs to some of the first people to check in this morning. And y'all, I'm going to tell you this. If you come too early trying to sneak one in, it ain't going to work, y'all. Because I'm going to say shout out to my main man, Trail Billy. Trail Billy, I seen you last night, bro. I seen you last night. But as things go, you do something too early, they're going to knock you off. So the highlight of today's stream now is Afro Merchant instead. So shout out to Afro Merchant. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you very much. You are what we like to call around these parts the Highlander of today's stream. Thank you, brother. I mean, shout out to you, Trail. I seen you last night. But as I said, y'all, if y'all try to come too early sometime, it's going to throw you out, y'all. It's going to throw you out. But appreciate you. So, shout out to Joe's. Good to see you in the building, Joe. Good to see you in the building. Now, there's Trail Billy representing again anyway. Hashtag long live the habitual high steppers. Hashtag Negroes in the wilderness. Hashtag dignity over vagina. Hashtag Al Gore's babies. Hashtag Hey Hydra. Shout out to you, my brother. Shout out to you. Glad to see you here. We also got Shark Sims in the building. Great to see you, brother. Great to see you. Bronk is in the house. Good to have you. The Righteous Teacher is here. What's good, my brother? What's good? Shout out to Bruce on Wayne. Saying finally. I guess you was ready to get to this particular subject matter. Shout out to Inspired True Broadcast. Great to see you in the building as well. Tunnel Runner, what's good, my brother? What's good? Glad to see you. I'm listening. What's up? Glad to have you in the building. Boot Camp is here. Great to see you, y'all. And we about to get into it. Okay. We are gonna deal with this, y'all. We gonna deal with Lindsay Clancy, y'all. Lindsay Clancy. Okay. If y'all ain't heard the word, okay, Lindsay Clancy was a wife and a mother. And Lindsay Clancy, she had 3 children, y'all. Okay. She had 3 children. I guess depending upon how you look at it, you can still say she has 3 kids, but they're all deceased right now. Okay. And they are deceased not because, I wonder how you would look at that. Because you can say it's a bad situation. They came across some bad luck, I guess. They, had some definite issue going on, but the situation obviously was bad because all 3 of them died on the same day. They died on the same day. Shout out to the creator. I see you in the building as well. Now, how do you get 3 children down on the same day? Now I understand if there was an accident, maybe somebody hit your car, everybody in the car died, something like that. Things like that can happen. Maybe you're on a roller coaster. Okay. Roller coaster unfortunately comes off and, next thing you know, y'all have some type of terrible crash. Is bad. Okay. A lot of bad stuff. Okay. Things can happen. And you know what? You have these terrible situations that a lot of people gonna mourn for. You just do. You also can simply be white. Okay. Now, I know some people ain't gonna like me saying it like that, but no, I'm just keeping it real. You could just happen to be white. White people have killed their children on many different occasions. Okay, it's not something new to white folks. Okay, like I said, white folks, I take them individually because as a collective, they do some crazy stuff, and white people seem to kill, steal, and destroy, even when it comes to their own children. So, me hearing about a white woman that killed 3 of her children, I ain't saying I was shocked at all. I know there's people who were shocked or they're taking this like it's some shocking thing, but hey, it is what it is. All right, it is what it is. She killed her children. She ain't the first to kill her children. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say she ain't gonna be the last to kill her children. And people will say, well, okay, it must be something to it. You know, maybe she was, it's got to be something. Well, no, she was just a housewife for a period of time. Okay. But this lady was a nurse, y'all. I don't know if y'all noticed, but Lindsay Clancy was a nurse. Now, you would think that a nurse with 3 children, she would, her children would get some of the best care. Now, why would her children get the best care? Because if any problem that comes on to her children, she'll notice a lot of problems early. Now, when we're kids, we do get sick, catch little things here and there, and we deal with it. There's stuff that we just look at as like part of growing up, like, say, getting the chicken pox. It's part of growing up. Okay, that thing is still out there. It's been out there for a long, long time, but it's still out there. But if your mama a nurse and you get the chicken pox, this shouldn't be no battle. It shouldn't be no struggle. Now, I can't tell you that her children got the chicken pox. Matter of fact, her children so long, if I had to bet my money on it, I wouldn't bet. I really would not bet that they ever had the chicken pox because her children didn't last too long. Okay, her children didn't last too long. Now, according to the information that got put out about this woman and her 3 quote unquote precious white kids, they died at 5, 3, and 8 months old. Yep, a 5-year-old was killed. A 3-year-old was killed. And an 8-year-old was killed. All right. Now, they were killed by a white woman. A white woman that happened to be their mother. Is this tragic? Well, I guess that depends on how you look at it. Okay. A lot of folks is looking at it as very tragic. Then there's a lot of people, it looks like mostly women, and I'm gonna say based on what I can tell so far, mostly white women, who don't really see this as tragic. It's kind of celebratory because she killed her own children. Now, they ain't gonna come out and say they celebrating the fact that she killed her own children. I don't expect anybody to come out and just say we celebrating the fact that she killed her own children. But if you kind of look at what they're doing, it seems like they're celebrating the fact that she killed her own children. All right, okay. It is what it is on that note. Now, shout out to the Great Black Reset. He said, "I hear you chuckling." Look, I'm not chuckling because some children died. Now, I will say this. I do believe a 5-year-old, I believe a 3-year-old, and I believe an 8-month-old, from an eternity aspect, I think they in good shape. Because we all going to have to see Judgment Day at some point. But I think they in good shape. Okay, I think they'll be all right. Okay, I think they'll be all right. So I don't think the children are in a bad place, but that's my personal belief. Okay, not necessarily saying that Lindsay believed that. And people try to make a kind of an issue with that because they say she was raised Catholic. Okay, all right. I don't know exactly how the Catholics think about it. You know, they don't really. They seem odd to me as a religion. I just say that they seem odd. There's some odd things that go on with the Catholic as a religion. You know, as far as what I know. So I don't know what she really thinks. Now, according to what they say she said, as she saw her kids passing, she said, "Go to God." So she believed that as her kids were dying, that they would see something to indicate that God is there. And she told them, go to God. Now, I'm not going to say that's bad motherly advice. If you're a mother and you believe God exists, you should want your children to go to God. Now, the thing is, why would you advise your children to go to God? Well, if you're the person killing them, you get an opportunity to tell them stuff like that. See, if you are somewhere else and your child dies because they was in somebody's car accident, you don't get to necessarily tell them right there and there to go to God. But when you're the person killing them, you get to say, go to God as they go. Now, I ain't saying people gonna say it, but that's what they say she said. And she didn't tell one kid. She didn't just tell two kids. She told three kids. And if y'all ain't heard the word, okay, if y'all ain't heard the word, how did her kids die, you may ask? Somebody choked the life out of them. Okay, literally choked the life out of them. Now, you want to talk about somebody that's enraged. You want to talk about a cold-blooded killer. You want to talk about somebody who was upset and ain't playing no games. You want to talk about somebody who really has a passion for seeing you die. What's a great way to do that? You choke them. And realistically, everybody just can't choke everybody to death. It takes some effort. You get mad. You are upset. Like I say, you are passionate about somebody's death when you literally choke them out. Now, people will say you can go into fits of rage that's just quote unquote uncontrollable. People will even talk about you blacking out. 3 times? That's what I'm gonna ask. 3 times? And you blacked out and killed 3 people that didn't hit you? You blacked out and killed 3 people that never threw something at you? You blacked out and killed 3 people that didn't sabotage you at work? They weren't going after your job? They wasn't doing nothing? What did they do to harm you? Squat. Because we're talking about a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and an 8-month-old. Now, there's a lot of people saying Lindsay, Clancy was a good mother. And I'm just going to say, when white folks see certain facts and they put out certain information, they say some interesting stuff, y'all. they say some interesting stuff. How do you come to the conclusion that she was a good mother and she choked them out? Y'all, do y'all understand she choked them out? She choked them out. Now, I understand you can choke somebody. There's people who train to choke other people. And sometimes they are in a rage when they choke other people because they are in some level of competition. You got folks that do like UFC stuff. You got military folk. You got police officers. A lot of them were former military folks. There are people who literally put chokeholds on other people for very bad situations. There's even people who have street fights. And y'all know what they don't do, even though they literally start choking somebody? They don't kill them. There could be a person who's literally in a physical fight with somebody. They mad at each other. They get the drop on the other person and start choking them out. But they don't kill them. It's interesting, y'all. Interesting. Now, let me say this real quick, y'all. Let me say this, y'all. Now, my apologies. I did miss a show yesterday, y'all. And I'm a person who does not believe in excuses. Okay, I do not believe in excuses. Unfortunately, I missed the show. But I was dealing with a close family member that ended up going to the hospital. They're gonna be fine. Everything's cool. But they ended up going to the hospital, so I ended up missing the show. So if you're mad at me that I didn't get yesterday's shows out, and we got to do it today instead of yesterday, hey, somebody went to the hospital, kind of a big deal. Luckily, they gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? They gonna be fine. I ain't gonna say too much, but they gonna be absolutely fine. But they ended up going to the hospital, so I had to deal with what I had to deal with. Okay, so I ain't making no excuses. If somebody else close to me ends up going to the hospital and it affects me doing the show, I'm just gonna miss the show. It is what it is. I don't believe in excuses like that. I gotta make choices sometime. So yesterday I had to deal with the fact that somebody in the family ended up going to the hospital. So it is what it is on that note. And I appreciate those that understand. Those that don't understand, we gonna pray for you. That's what we gonna do. We gonna pray for you. All right. But back to the subject at hand. Lindsay, y'all, choked them out. She got up real close and personal with them. And y'all know what she said? Y'all know what she trying to get off? She say she killed him out of love. She killed him out of love. She literally killed them out of love. That's her story, and she's sticking to it. And we got this crazy trial going on, y'all. And yes, I'm going to say a crazy trial. Why? Because the kids are dead. Okay. She say she killed them. She say she killed them. All the evidence points toward she killed them. But she pleaded not guilty. She pleaded not guilty. That's interesting. The police say she killed him. She say she killed him. Then she pleaded not guilty. Boy, it must be fantastic being a white woman, y'all. It's got to be fantastic being a white woman. Because y'all know what? She believes she can get away with this. She is a white woman who believes she can get away with it. She ain't going to say not guilty unless she believes she can get away with it. I mean, and y'all, she is gaining all types of support. Because there's, again, a lot of women who ain't going to say they celebrate the fact that she killed their children, but they are truly supporting her. They riding with her. Do y'all know there's money being raised for her? Okay. They raising money for her. What I heard reported, y'all, I didn't go look at it, but I heard reported. She already had over $900,000 that was raised for her. So if you kill your children, society is saying we will give you a close to $1 million. Now she may have already beat $1 million at this point. The report I heard about it say she was already past 900,000. She may have more at this particular point. So they are rewarding this white woman for killing her 3 children. Now, some people believe this got something to do with feminism. I don't know. You know, now there is a message in feminism about how you Don't let no man control you. Don't let no man hold you down. Being a mother ain't no good and all that type of stuff. And that's just messaging amongst women that kids don't have any real value. Okay? A child ain't valuable unless you're getting paid for the child. And a lot of us, we would say, this is a white woman, she should do better. She should do better. And there are all types of reasons and people are trying to figure out why she should not be guilty, y'all. And I'm gonna tell you this, I was not even looking for it. I'm not playing, y'all. I wasn't looking for this at all. And I'm not the story of her. But a lot of people are blaming her husband, y'all. I am not kidding. There are a lot of women out there, especially. I ain't saying ain't no guys to it, because I even seen some white men saying it too. Even the white men would say it. They are literally blaming her husband. Now she has a husband. I believe his name is Pat. Okay. Now, what did Pat do while Lindsay was killing the kids? Okay. According to the report, Pat went to go get some food and some medicine. Okay. Lindsay said, hey, you know what? Can you go pick us up something up or pick up this stuff for the kids? And I ain't cooked. You know, I guess she said it's getting late. We need some food, but can you go to this particular restaurant? Something they say was not a restaurant that they usually go to. A restaurant that was going to take a little bit of time. So she would have time enough to kill the kids without Pat being able to intervene. It's a crazy story when you think about it, y'all. Now, I'm sure a lot of folks have reported on this because it seems to have, quote unquote, captured America's attention for, a good amount of Americans are now interested in this particular story. And there's even some folks looking at it worldwide. This is an interesting story because guess what, y'all? Now you can believe what you want to believe. I can't tell you what to believe. I can't make you believe a thing. It's on you at the end of the day, but I do believe in holding people accountable for what they believe. Y'all know what her story is? Her story is she tried to kill herself and the kids. That's her story. I tried to kill myself and the kids, and she wants to get off for temporary insanity, I believe it is. Y'all, what? She say she couldn't control herself when she was killing those children. She couldn't control herself when she killed the first kid. She couldn't control herself when she killed the second kid. Nor should she could control herself when she killed the third kid. That's interesting. And then she said she tried to kill herself. Now, this the crazy part, y'all. This the crazy part. She did actually get injured. She sustained an injury right after killing the kids. They say she cut her wrist. Okay. And they said she jumped off. She jumped out of a window from the second story, yo. From the second story. But she wants me to believe she was so crazy at the time she killed her kids. And she wanted to kill herself. But she jumped out the second story? Now, I'm going to ask y'all this. Is it possible to kill somebody from the second story? And y'all know what? Y'all might say, yeah. And I'm going to say, well, it's possible for a guy to have no legs. I seen one yesterday or the day before or something. Not too long ago, I seen a guy with no legs. I did see one. Okay. Not too long ago. I kind of chuckled to myself, not at this injury, but the fact that I randomly saw a person with no legs. Okay. Now, is it possible to kill yourself from the second floor? Not very likely. I mean, Maybe if you threw your head, when you threw yourself off a building or something from the second story and you go head first, maybe. I don't know. I ain't never heard of anybody killing themselves from the second floor. Not one person have I heard dying off the second floor. Maybe you drop a baby off the second floor. Maybe you kill a baby, but the baby ain't gonna just kill itself. You know, that would be a tragic thing to hear about. Say a baby fall out of a window or something, and next thing you know, they did from the second floor. Now, she's a nurse, y'all, by profession. She's a nurse. She worked as an actual nurse. Found out her mother was a nurse too. That's what they say, y'all. They say even her mama was a nurse. Now, people have said something about the fact that women will make suicide attempts, but they're not as successful when as men are when they make suicide attempts. Now, I'm gonna say this, y'all. I'm gonna ask a question. I'm gonna let the guest in, but I'm gonna ask a question. Am I supposed to believe that a nurse does not know how to properly kill herself? Now, she did go out the second floor. She is now paralyzed due to her injury. They say she slit her wrist. They say she slit her wrist, y'all. Am I supposed to believe a nurse would fail at killing herself? A nurse. And I gotta be realistic. If you a nurse and you have access to all types of stuff, why would you jump out of a window? Especially one on the second floor. There are many different ways a nurse can kill herself with a lot more peace than jumping out of a window. So she on trial. Everybody in the courtroom agrees she killed 3 children that could not defend themselves. An 8-month-old, a 3-year-old, and a 5-year-old. But somehow, this ain't her fault. Some people even claiming it's the medical field's fault. But I'm going to get a little more into that one later. Now I got 3 guests to get in, but let's see where they go with it. So the first guest, we're going to give it to... I just looked at the name. We're going to give it to They Clone Roger. Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead. What you got for us?
You want some bullshit again, Roger?
Oh man, I'm good. It's the real Roger, brothers. Yeah, this episode should prove that it's the real Roger. But go ahead.
So you disappear for a couple of days and then you come back and start messing with the pink pills now?
Hey man, I wouldn't have told her to kill her kids. That's just me. You know, I wouldn't have told her to kill her kids. That's all I'm saying.
Right. You missing and everything. Every time you come around, you come for the pink pill. And you know I can't let you slide, right?
And man, hey, what I'm supposed to do, man? What am I supposed to do? White lady creates a story like this. Yo, I'm doing social media. Am I really supposed to ignore this? She forced my hand.
I blame y'all Negroes for that one. That's okay.
She forced me to do this one, bro. She forced me.
That's your fault. Because if you Negroes were still slaves, like they told you all to be, you would have that urge, and Brad would have bring her 3 male slaves, and she would give her a knife and let her go crazy. Now she got to harm her king because y'all Negroes are free. That's your fault.
Well, I'm gonna say there were no Negroes involved in the killing of 3 white children. Okay, there were no Negroes involved in the killing of 3 white children.
For slaves, like they told y'all to, it wouldn't be 3 children. It will be 3 of y'all. That's your fault.
Well, I guess our bad for not being the focal point of her rage, okay?
That's your fault. And that's also her husband's fault. Look at her face. What is about her face that is attractive that makes him want to not enough time in this room and to have children with her? Her face say I'm a monster. You go not in that and not sure with her. You might be a monster too. That's why I believe that he did it. Her husband did it. Her husband did it. I stand on it. If you can look at this monster and not in her and have children with her, you probably a monster too. He probably did it. He did it. That's his fault. Man, thank you.
All right. Well, that's what they are claiming. There's a lot of people who are claiming this is due to the fault of the husband. I believe his name is Pat. Okay, probably Patrick for short. They say it's Pat's fault, y'all. But Pat was gone. Pat was running errands, y'all. Pat running errands, trying to get dinner. The food probably went cold, though. The food probably went cold. But let me go ahead and get the Great Black Reset in here, because I got one more guest coming up. So Great Black Reset, you got it? Go ahead, my brother.
All right. First of all, I'd like to say I am grieved by the loss of these children. You know, because they couldn't defend themselves, not even from their own mother. However, in defense of Lindsay, I think I know what happened. See, Lindsay chose the bear. Lindsay is a Chicago Bears fan. This is what's going on. Y'all follow. Lindsay got an early preview of Caleb Williams that have been recently released. And she lost her mind. She said, this can't be. This can't be. Caleb Williams did this to Lindsay. She saw this and she said, is this your king? Is this my quarterback? She said, this can't be. She couldn't live with herself, and she don't think her children could have grown up and lived with what's going on up there. So Lindsay decided she's no longer with the bear. And she's wondering why the rest of y'all still choosing the bear. Are you still choosing the bear, Roger? That's the real question. What's wrong with your quarterback? That's what happened to Lindsay. That's what happened. I rest my case there, sir.
On the Bears' behalf, the three children have chosen the bear instead of her. It will be safer. Go ahead, ladies. I feel bad for the bear.
Well, I'm just gonna say this, man. Shout out to Caleb, okay? He has as much to do with this one. Well, less to do with this one than Pat. I'm gonna say that. They blaming Pat. Pat was on a honey-do list, okay?
Lindsay,
they blaming Pat.
Lindsay couldn't take it, man. She saw Caleb Williams busting it wide open, and she flipped out. I don't blame her.
Yeah.
I don't blame her. I want to know what's wrong.
All right. Well,
Roger, what's wrong with your quarterback? That's what we want. That's the real question. That's the real question.
Now shout out to Unreliable Lindsay. Unreliable Lindsay. Roger, that woman is gorgeous. She did not do this. Now I'm gonna just say, y'all, if you look at the thumbnail, or you look at this picture of her right there with these cops surrounding her, okay, or they might be deputies because this is probably a coroner, so they probably sheriffs, okay, they probably sheriffs. Does she look like a killer? Absolutely, yeah, she definitely looks like a killer. Okay, you would think of any horror movie where the white woman is the killer. Yeah, it look like her. She definitely like she's willing to kill. I'm just gonna keep it real on that note. She definitely look like she's willing to kill. Now I want to say real quick, shout out to Bad Black Gamer. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you very much. He dropped $5 in the Cash App. He say, thanks for this one. Hey, brother, I got you. Appreciate you. And also, shout out to Inspired Truth Broadcast, who dropped 20 on it. Appreciate you, brother. He say, today's show. So I guess y'all was itching to see where Roger was gonna go with this one, and I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. And matter of fact, it's time for Inspired Truth Broadcast to get his 2 minutes in. You got it, my brother. Go right ahead.
All right. First off, peace to you, Raj. Peace to the panel and peace to the chat. I hope everybody's having a wonderful Wednesday. I've been waiting to get to this one since last week. Man, I've been waiting to go in. Unfortunately, like the day is like a busy day, so I'm gonna probably have to like drop my opening statement and try to see if I can find a break or something to come back into it. But yeah, I've been looking to get into this one here. I guess I'll go ahead and I'll keep the conversation going later tonight, and circle back on this same topic. But this what we have here is we've been bamboozled. Like we've been lied to. Like when we were introduced to the concepts of feminism and whatnot, what we were sold on was like equality. We were sold on like fairness. And what we've seen over time is that feminism didn't have anything to do with equality, and it didn't have anything to do with fairness. At least that's not where they are now with it. What they're looking for now is superiority and like something that's like just adjacent to godhood, like the ability to take life, the ability to allow life. Like the whole thing is about being something above what normal people are allowed to be in society. Like this is evidence of it. Like you're actually seeing supporters in their pink holding their children saying that they support this woman and the actions that followed. Like, and the idea that we can take a person who deletes not one, not two, but three of her children, including a baby that's below a year old, and reward her with $1 million is mind-blowing. It's absolutely stunning and mind-blowing. And her defense is psychosis. It's postpartum psychosis, which is 0.1% of the population. And most of the psychiatrists that they've been bringing on the stand are like kind of like no to like the different like issues or whatever. But this is a 99.9% chance that her defense is bullshit, is BS. But somehow, some type of way, we have people running with that 0.1%. And that's where I guess I'll land it for now. It's crazy. It's mind blowing. Oh, one more thing. None of this stuff would apply to a man. Like we saw, like with Elkins out there in Shreveport. Like people weren't trying to hear about any of his mental health issues. People weren't really trying to like go and give him a whole bunch of excuses for that. It was like whatever you had going on, man evil, man bad, and look what you did. And that was that. Like nobody's trying to hear anything about your hormones. They're not trying to hear about like, oh, your emotions and how are you feeling and blah, blah, blah. That applies to women. And that's why I'll leave that for now.
All right. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. We're going to turn it over to Shark. Shark, what you got on this one, brother? Shark is on mute. Shark, we called him for you. Shark going once. Shark going twice. I'm gonna say Shark. Obviously, something has his attention at the moment.
Nah, Shark
For
at
whatever
work.
reason,
Shark at work. Shark at work.
I was gonna say Shark in the bathroom, but it's good though. I was definitely about to say he in the bathroom, but
Yeah,
I'm glad you're here, brother.
Shark trying to get that almighty dollar.
I don't solve the case, man. I don't even know why y'all up here messing around. I told y'all what happened.
That's why we're gonna leave it to the authorities, just because of your
I'm an employee of RNN Rogers News Network, so I'm just reporting live from the field. Yeah. It's funny because this story came across my timeline the other day, and I was watching this. right now my whole algorithm is this shit. I'm type mad at it right now, but she didn't plead innocent. She admitted to doing the crimes. The trial that's going on now is, was she crazy or was she in her right mind? And a lot of things is coming to light that she was in her right mind doing this. Now the wild part of the whole thing is these women out here identifying themselves as curly. Talking about, I the other whole thing is um it wasn't postmortem, it was postmortem psychosis. Like she was psycho. So that's what they're trying to go with this thing right now. And it's just bananas. Like the ill part about it too is I learned that in Massachusetts, if you can plead insanity and the defense has to prove that you weren't. You don't, everywhere else you have to prove that she was insane. But now the defense has to prove that she wasn't insane. And that's where everything is coming. But a lot of like Inspired Truth, Inspired Truth was saying a lot of the professionals be like, nah, you can't be insane putting everything together like that. You definitely can't. So I don't even think it's unsupervised them. I think it's unsupervised women. Because this is bananas now. This is really bananas. And a lot of people are talking about this is some shit that might help reverse women's rights and get their rights taken away from them. Because if you too emotional to not kill your children, you might be too emotional to have a motherfucking to run a country.
Well,
You dig it? Bitch become president, get pregnant, get postmortem, and blow everybody the whole goddamn world up.
well, I'm gonna
He
say,
said ain't do nothing. He don't deserve to get blown up.
I'm gonna say, you
I
said
appreciate that.
post-mortem, but you were referring to postpartum. Just
Postpartum.
so we
Yeah,
make that clear
postpartum.
to
My fault.
everybody.
I
He's
appreciate that.
referring to postpartum.
Well, I said I'm on the news network, not the education side of the shit.
Hey man, we all make mistakes now. We all make mistakes. Ain't none of us perfect out here. But I'm gonna say this. I've heard some gentlemen implying that maybe women should lose rights if they can't control themselves and things like that. But I do want to put this out here. Yes, they are arguing there is some form of postpartum psychosis going on with this particular woman. Now, I want to remind everybody that the baby 8 months old. Okay. Now, I also want to say people keep coming up with terms and languages to explain stuff, especially when it comes to women's bad behavior. Now, they do say, notice how I'm saying it though. They do say a woman can have some type of postpartum issues going on right after they have a child. Her youngest child was 8 months old. This ain't got nothing to do with postpartum.
Charge up some batteries.
Okay. This has
Yeah.
nothing to do
Huh?
with postpartum
No, I thought it's in the
as far as
garbage.
anyone can tell. Okay. I haven't heard any expert say that somehow this is postpartum. Her youngest child, again, was 8 months old when she killed the child. Okay. Now, I'm not going to tell you women don't have some type of postpartum issues right after having a baby, but I'm also not going to accept no excuse for no woman killing my child. I'm going to tell you that. I wouldn't accept that as an excuse. If you got a problem, fix it. You take it out on my child, you going next. And that's real. 8 month old, I'm probably going to off you. I'm not promoting violence. I'm saying Roger's not a perfect man. And if you kill my 8 month old, I'm probably killing you. Okay? That's just how that's going to go. I don't want to hear nothing about no postpartum anything. Okay? Especially if you kill a child in that postpartum range where, like, you just killed my newborn child. Somebody that's, a week old, 2 weeks old, 3. So I don't know what this got to do with postpartum. They keep throwing that phrase out. I granted they were throwing that phrase around. What are we talking about postpartum? The youngest baby was 8 months old. So what this got to do with postpartum? So now we gonna say you can have postpartum for 8 months now? Is that what we gonna do? And I'm gonna say, y'all, look at here. Y'all can say, we all can believe what we want to believe. We cannot say what was going on in her head. But I'm going to tell you, based on what she said, I knew she was guilty as soon as I heard that a voice she never heard came into her head and told her to kill these children. Now, why am I saying this? Because she said it was a male voice. She is a woman. Now, I don't know what went on in all y'all lives. It's millions of people out there. I don't know who gonna hear this. But I'm a man. I ain't never heard no female voice in my head tell me what to do, okay? I'm not gonna say I don't hear voices. We all hear things from time to time. We may imagine things from time to time. Sometimes, people say they hear God tell them to do stuff. You hear all kinds. You heard you a woman and you heard some random dude tell you to kill your children and you listen? You ain't never heard dude before. Whoever dude happened to be, okay? I ain't saying you ain't hit somebody, but you want me to believe some dude you never heard before told you to kill your children, which literally goes against your nature as a person, and you listen and you choke them out. You didn't do nothing quick. You choked them out. You wanted to spend some time killing these children. You wanted to observe the life literally drain from their body. You wanted to be there when they transition from life to death, but some random dude in your head told you to do this. He only showed up one time. You ain't heard dude since, and he the reason you killed 3 kids.
Roger, any other time they say we controlling and trying to tell them what to do, but now this bitch want to listen to the man? Ain't this about a mother sucker?
Dude, she can't even identify the guy. She didn't say this was my granddad. She ain't say this was my dad. It wasn't the voice of my husband. It wasn't even a voice of any man she's ever respected in life. It's just some random dude that she heard. Some random dude.
Roger, she did it. Blame, man. She did it. And like I was telling y'all last week about the little cockeyed on Pretty Chicks. Look at that picture right there. Slightly cockeyed. Just slightly cockeyed. She did it. And planned it all out.
Now, I'm going to say this. In case somebody who's attached to the family of the children, hey, my condolences to y'all. Okay, real talk. My condolences to y'all because losing a small child, whether it's your niece, nephew, whatever the case is, that's kind of an issue when you lose a small child. So, my condolences to the family. Now, I'm going to say I was glad this wasn't 3 black children. I'm going to say that. I definitely was glad that this wasn't a story on 3 black children. And again, for me, not a shocker in any kind of way because it was a white woman killing her children. Number one, she white. White folks don't kill kids. That's just what they going to do. Okay? They didn't always kill kids. They've always had stories around about killing children, so that don't mean nothing to me. Like, it's not new to me. They sacrifice children to gods and things. They've always killed children. So I'm not shocked that she killed a child. Now, people may say, well, she was a wife and a mother. Well,
you're not shocked at that either.
They got all kind of reports saying that women today are not happy even when they get everything they quote unquote want. If you wanted to be a working woman, she had that because she was a nurse. If she wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, she had the ability to do that because, according to reports, her husband literally was putting money away from time to time, and she would go through things to make sure that anytime she don't want to work, she would be able to just stay at home. He literally had a separate bank account based on stuff I heard reported. He had a separate bank account that he put money away in just in case she don't work. So, like a lot of black men who would not force their wife to work, this white guy actually set up a plan. So if she don't want to work, she ain't got to. So she could be the career woman if she want to, or she could be the stay-at-home mom. She had the best of both worlds. Yes, she still wasn't happy.
But Roger, one thing though, that's another thing I meant to report. We can't say, you know what I mean, it's unsupervised women because we didn't have black women be killing. We didn't see numerous joints where these bitches then killed their kids. One chick left for 3 years and was just door dashing her kids food. It's unsupervised, and and she even got sympathy from the people. You know what I mean? The other chick who left the kids in the parking lot while they was in the mall and the kids froze to death, they was giving her sympathy. This is unsupervised women.
I
Cause
mean,
I ain't hear no white man condone this shit yet.
well, I'm gonna say, unfortunately, I
We
did hear.
gotta stand together on this one.
I'm an honest person. As I was going over stuff yesterday, I did hear some white men standing with her. It was white men standing with her. Okay, it is. I ain't see no black men do it, but white men randomly came up in different things that I was looking at, get more information about the story, get more information about what was going on in court. You know, I was trying to stay away from a lot of people's quote unquote commentary, and I was just looking for where the facts at, where the facts at. And then boom, I see videos of white men talking about we need to stand with her, and they gave their explanation. So
She at work right now.
I don't. I mean, they white men, so I can't even say I'm surprised at that. That's why, as a black man, I would never, you know what I'm saying, associate myself with white men that I am responsible for, and in scenarios when it when it deal with crime, because white men they get uncontrollable too. But when you're a white woman in society, you expect white men to protect you. That's why I'm not surprised at this story at all. This is a wife and a mother. Heck, she white. She'll kill her kids at any moment. That's just how I see it on that note. And they can prove me different. But I'm going to slow down right here because Bronk has come up. So let's see where Bronk goes with this particular situation. Bronk, you got it, brother.
What up, Roger? What up, chat? What up, panel? Hey, Reset ain't come up for clowning today, did he? I missed his opening statement.
I mean, he talking stuff about the Bears, and you know, he
did it.
I'm ashamed of him, but I ain't trying to say it
Yeah,
publicly.
cut his mic off if you need to today. Cut his mic off if you need to today. Take him off stage. Do what you got to do today, Roger. Do what you got to do today, man. But I hope they throw this woman under the jail. It's a shame just seeing it so publicly, just how they do everything in their power to protect women in any scenario. I mean, this woman is a cold-blooded murderer.
Cold-blooded.
I mean, cold-blooded. I mean, strangled 3 of her children. I mean, she took them down. She took them down to the basement one by one and strangled each and every one of them individually. And then goes upstairs and try to, slit her wrist or whatnot and jump out of the window. Which, really, I don't even think she was trying to kill herself because I mean,
Thank you.
if you're gonna kill yourself, jumping out of a second-story window is not going to do it. Okay, you might be hurt.
Brock.
You might be hurt, but that's not gonna do it. So I think she had every intention. Hold on, reset. Hold on.
It's his opening statement, man. It's his opening statement.
You breaking up anyway.
It's his opening statement, Reset. You gotta let him rock.
You gotta let him rock. Hold on, man. Cause you can tell us how much you admire Caleb Williams later, man. You can tell us all about your little fantasies about him later, man. But we ain't doing that right now. I got my opening statement. Let me finish. But yeah, she did not intend to kill herself. What she intended to do was exactly what she's doing, which is kill her babies and essentially get off because she's so-called insane, right? A lot of these women just aren't satisfied with their lives. They marry men that they get bored with very fast, right? And then that's when they start acting crazy and stuff. And if you listen to the husband's testimony, she started basically telling him that she's going to start taking medications, Zoloft and Trepazine and another medication I think she took. She didn't even take a lot of that medication. If you look at the testimony, she only took about 7 pills out of each of those bottles over a 2-month period. So even the medication that she was claiming that she was on, she wasn't really even taking it regularly. This woman was just acting crazy because she was unsatisfied with her life. And she didn't want to go back to work, but she didn't want to be home with the kids. She just didn't want the life that she had. And so she tried to erase it. And she needs to take full accountability for her decision. We need to stop coming to the defenses. All these white women, I'm not surprised that they would come to the defense of that woman because a lot of times women, most women feel the exact same way as she does. So they want to be able to essentially do the same BS that she does and get off of murder as well. That's why they support her. But I'm gonna land there for now.
All right, I'm gonna say shout out to Emerald Edge. Hey, Emerald Edge, I apologize. Emerald Edge say GBR is out of pocket. Man, I tried to calm him down, bro. I don't know why he don't respect opening statements anymore. Usually he knows better. But hey, I don't. Maybe
I was attacked.
this
I was
particular
attacked, sir.
story is disturbing him so much
I was
that he
attacked.
just can't hold. You didn't attack other people in your opening statement. We
Yeah,
done
you done
told them
came
the
up here
same
right.
thing. We done told them you gotta let it rock because it's an opening
Gentlemen,
statement.
this is
I was
postpartum.
attacked. I was attacked. I was trying to defend myself, and Brock just sounds like a Bears fan that just can't deal with reality. You know what I'm saying? That's all that is. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah,
You know.
we talk about Lindsay Clancy today, man. We talking about this.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. I'm telling you what happened. Like, you see, y'all ain't gonna believe me till it all come out. You know what I'm saying? You said she was taking Zoloft and other things, and the lady was missing her medication. Bro, she saw them pictures, man, and she flipped out, bro. That's why she thought she was gonna die jumping out of second story window. Caleb Williams did this to her, man. I flipped out when I saw the pictures too.
That's what's written back that he's postpartum also. Go ahead, bro.
I ain't even a Bears fan. And I wanted to kill somebody when I saw the pictures. I understand where she's coming from.
Hey,
But yo, Brock, it was so ill. Like she methodically planned that. Like Roger said earlier, she's a nurse, so she knows things.
Oh
They
yeah,
said
oh
they
yeah.
said
She
the
works
cuts
around
on
those
her
people.
arm. They said the cuts on her arm and her neck was superficial, meaning them shits wasn't even deep enough to do no damage.
Yeah, you gotta
Second of
go.
all,
You,
she
you
jumped
gotta
out a
cut down the
second
nerve.
floor. Second, then she jumped out a second floor window, right? And they
Right.
say she jumped out the window, but when they was doing the trial, they showed blood stains on the wall underneath the window. So did she jump out the shit or did she hang off and jump off?
now I'm gonna say this, y'all. I got to
Ain't nothing.
interject. You know, I talk about and shout out to my third grade teacher because I really kind of remember from her. And I think, yeah, and she was a white woman. She was a white woman. She told us about the thinking cap. I think the other ones was telling me that too. I think, my memory states it was possibly from grammar school to maybe third grade where they used to talk to us about this thinking cap. Okay. So I'm gonna say shout out to a black woman first because I think she was the first one to tell me about a thinking cap. My kindergarten teacher, and they say put your thinking cap on, y'all. That means you're supposed to analyze what's in front of you. Okay, you're supposed to analyze. You want me to believe a nurse don't know how to kill herself? Are y'all with me? A nurse would fail at killing herself. Not a random person, not the people we saw stuff in the movies, not the people who ain't been to school for, the person who helps keep people alive because she can identify what's going to make them die. That particular person does not know how to successfully kill themselves. The person who know exactly where your arteries are, she can't kill herself. That's what I'm supposed to believe.
She wasn't trying to, man. She wasn't trying to. She was trying to get off whatever way she can in the situation. Now, it sounds like she had an excellent husband by every ounce of the imagination of what women say an excellent husband is.
Well,
It sounds like that man
let me
was
say
good.
this though, Bron. Let me say this though. See, this is the thing. You don't want to brush past this stuff too fast because at the end of the day, for us to accept her story, we must now accept that a nurse would not know how to kill herself. That's the only way I can accept her story.
I
A
don't
nurse
accept the
can't
story.
kill herself.
I don't accept the story.
A nurse
Don't
can't
make
kill
sense to
herself.
me. Don't make
Okay,
sense to me.
but go
It
ahead.
don't make sense to me. But yeah, I
Shout
mean,
out to Sirius Raw. Shout out to Sirius Raw. He sees the truth in the light. You know what I'm saying? And some of these fellas out there understand what's going on in this chat. That's all right. Go ahead.
But seems like he was a pretty educated man, intelligent, good job, right? Took care of his family, right? And that wasn't enough for him. It wasn't enough for her. It drove her crazy. It drove her crazy that he wasn't just out here essentially doing whatever the hell he wanted to do, sabotaging his family. You know, it's just too boring for her. And it drives women crazy when they're in such a boring, predictable state. They got to have some type of drama, some sort of, even if they come, even if that's the type of drama that they bring into their life, killing their own children.
Yeah, and it's crazy. So,
They got to bring some excitement, some type of way. It's
like I
thick,
told you,
man.
Roger, I was doing a lot of research on this joint. Like it was, and the shit that the TikTok crew was talking about. These women basically said this nigga killed them, and they know because of his astrological sign, and they called it astrological physical. What's that shit like? Physical evidence and shit. And the bitch said, yeah, he did it because his moon lands on this, and his sun comes
Wow.
up in this. Right. So that was the kid. That was the joint. Until it came out that she admitted that she did it. Then they went to, oh, but postmortem is a real thing. I said, yo, these niggas.
Bro, and the crazy
Yeah.
thing is, like, she
Hold
was she had
on.
reduced her
I gotta say
workouts.
this real
Go
quick.
ahead.
I'm chuckling because I saw some of that. I'm chuckling only because I saw some. I literally saw women talking because of his sign. That's all the evidence we need. Like it was hilarious. It was hilarious. But y'all,
Roger, you
this
can't
is
leave
one of the
them you
reasons.
can't leave them alone. They can't have no rights, man. This
Yeah.
shit is this
What?
ain't they
Yeah, we
not
gotta
our
take them
What?
rights
grandmother.
What?
away. We
Hold
Yeah,
on.
gotta
they
take
not
them
our
rights away.
grandmothers.
Because people say such crazy stuff, that's why when I look at stories, I look for people reporting actual facts, and I like to look at actual news stories. Because when you start listening to people's commentary, they be spinning off the deep end themselves sometimes. So
Gone.
I ignored all that stuff. I'm gonna say that I ignored all that stuff, but I did see it, and I was laughing my behind off when I saw it because I knew she was crazy. The she that said it, it was a couple different she's, but I was like, oh, she crazy, and I was just rolling. But go ahead with what you was finna say, Brian. Go ahead with what you was finna say.
Yeah, well, she had reduced her workouts because she had been complaining to her husband that she didn't want to go back to work. And he described it as every time it came closer to her going back to work, her anxiety increased. Right, she got more anxious. Her condition, her state of mind got worse, and she had reduced her workouts down to like between 12 to 20 hours a week.
Well, she ain't
And
going to work
again,
no
her
more,
hustle.
bro.
Yeah, exactly. Her husband was in a position that if she wanted to stay at home, he was most likely willing to do that, and he had actually put aside a maternity budget to take care of that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I just think that this woman was just generally unsatisfied with her life. There
Well,
was nothing that you could do to make her happy, and she
hold
took it
on
out on
now.
those. And then she took it out on those children, man.
I,
She got
I,
a TikTok
I
account.
don't
What you
want to do.
expect?
I do not want to do a false narrative. And
Like,
y'all know.
nobody wants to talk about the fact that she has a name.
Wait, you
I don't
Yeah,
breaking
think
up.
that's a false narrative.
Wait, you
I
breaking
don't
up.
think
What you
that's a
said?
false narrative.
he had a
Yeah, no.
nanny.
Well, hold on, real quick. Hit real quick, and you are breaking up, so I would dip out and come back in so we can hear you a little bit better. But I'm gonna say this, and y'all know I ain't too quick to defend no white man. Y'all know that I ain't too quick to defend no white man because you can't really tell what they be on.
We could tell
But
by the title. We could tell by the title. You ain't have to tell us that.
yeah,
Well,
but
just in front of everybody else, I
but
guess.
I got I gotta say in this particular scenario, this white man would sound like a black man. They say he did
Hey, it do. That's
everything.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm
They
saying.
say he did everything to make sure this lady was
Babysitter.
okay. Not
They had
only
babysitters, nannies. Oh
it,
my goodness, man.
not only that, they say the reports was the man literally took a remote job and went home just to help
Yep.
keep an eye on her.
Yep.
hmm hmm
She
Mm-hmm.
okay?
And he had been working
What
from home since 2018. He said so. 5 years before this happened, he was in the home basically
saved
working.
up money to make sure you don't need to work? And I came home and start
Man,
working from home just to make sure you cool. What more can you do than that?
Roger,
Okay.
these women are crazy. And Tom, perfect truth said it earlier about the feminism. Think about this feminism because they got this feminism thing talking about they want freedom. But freedom, when you really think about it, is freedom is no rules whatsoever. You can't have freedom if you still got rules. You know what I mean? Your moms might be like, you got freedom throughout the house, but you still got to be in here. You know what I mean? They don't want any rules. any rules. They
All
want
right,
the
y'all.
ability to kill a kid at 8 months to 12 weeks.
All right, y'all. I gotta slow us down a little bit because Champ has come up and I gotta let him get in. So, Champ, glad to see you here. What you got on this one, my brother?
Happy Wednesday, everybody on this panel.
Happy
Peace,
Wednesday,
champ.
brother.
Peace, champ.
Oh, brothers. I mean, this is one of the most insane stories I have come across in a long time. What this woman did to their children was diabolical, and
Hmm.
what you know what? She should definitely be found guilty, but I'm not that optimistic of it because you have, I don't know what the jury pool is, but if there are a lot of white women in there, there's a chance that she's going to walk, even despite all the evidence. And it just goes to show you, though, unfortunately, that white folks are not on code. They're not on code. I mean, if you support this lady and everything else, and the deletion of your own children like that, you're not on code at all.
Hey, road.
I
But
mean,
champ, she's not going to ever walk again because she paralyzed from the waist down.
Yeah,
Just
what?
wanted to let you know
Is
that.
she really though? Is she really
Yeah,
though?
Yeah.
yeah,
I
she
mean,
paralyzed from the waist down.
listen. See that? I know. I mean, she's not going to walk and everything else, but she's still going to be potentially could be a free woman and
Oh
everything else.
no, the case is to see if she's going to go to jail because they already said she did it. Her defense and the prosecutor, she did it. They want to see if they could get her ass in jail, and if she wins, she's going to go
Or
to a
whether she go to
psycho.
a mental
Uh,
institution.
yeah, a
Yeah,
But
psycho
I
but
know,
institute.
but the thing is,
even if she goes to the mental institution,
That ain't enough. Yeah, I
that's
feel what
not
you're saying.
enough. That's
no,
not
but
enough
but
because she could
but
be out in the next 5 to 10 years and everything else.
I mean, she could be out in no time because the claim is temporary insanity. You can clear up.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? She could get in there real good and then clear up right away. You know,
exactly.
so you never know how short that would be. So of
Hmm.
course that's why they're going for that. But to have a woman with her base knowledge on the streets being able to influence people, I mean, more kids could die. That's all I can say because she is. Her mama was a nurse, y'all. Nursing been in the blood, man. She doing that nursing thing. And I did hear a lot of stuff about the medications and all that type of stuff. Yeah, I heard that. And, they said she was suffering. She claimed she was suffering through insomnia. I don't know what type of
Ah,
insomnia makes somebody kill somebody.
look,
Okay.
that
They claim,
Roger.
well, hold on now. They claim medicine did this, y'all. You know what? Hold on. I got to read this from by Black Hole. Let me, let me say this first. Look, I'm going to say this, y'all. Because they're trying to portray she went for medical help and couldn't get proper help. I'm going to be realistic, y'all. A woman goes in for medical help. She's a nurse herself. They say she went to multiple people to get medical help. Number one, you're a white woman. People gonna afford you the best for the most part because you are a white woman, and white women people want to protect in general. That's how it works in America. People have been trained so much subconsciously they want to protect white women regardless. Number two, you're in the medical field. If you go somewhere and you don't think you're getting good results from where you went to, not only do you understand how to go somewhere different, so did your mama. They say her mama was a nurse, y'all. So they got access to all types of medical professionals, okay? Because they know medical professionals in their work life, and obviously they're going to know medical professionals in their personal life. She grew up the daughter of a nurse. If you can't get good help, you just go somewhere different. Some people would be like, well, where do I go? Because these doctors didn't help. No, she know where the doctors are. She know the ones that can help her. She know how to get a second, third, fourth, fifth opinion. So if she was going to the wrong people and getting bad results, she understood how to circumvent that issue. We got to lay that on the table. Okay.
Yeah, you laid that on the table.
Yeah.
And you're
I
absolutely
mean,
correct.
you're absolutely correct and everything else. But
Yeah. Now let me.
you know how good.
Well, go ahead. Go ahead. Now, after you, I'm gonna get something in by Black Rule. Go ahead.
But you know how the justice system, works in favor for white folks and everything else. I mean, they do it to themselves and everything else. And I'm not confident. I'm not that confident that she's going to that. I think there's a good chance that she could be that they're going to find her in insanity.
So you think she gonna walk?
I do. I think she is.
Or really
You mean
roll in this position? She gonna roll.
She gonna roll.
All right. Now, shout out to Black Who Strikes. He says, "Isn't this the nature? Excuse me. Isn't this a nature consequence in a world where American women have deleted plus 50 million babies in the past 50 years?" Well, Black Who, I'm gonna say, yeah. I think yeah. Sure. Now me, I'm gonna say, I've been known white people kill kids, so for me this is like not a new thing. They've been killing kids. I don't remember a lot of history where they didn't say white people were sacrificing children. So white people killing kids is not new to me. But in a society where they say hate your babies, it doesn't rattle me that somebody gonna kill their own kid. When they say a baby is holding you back, it's women out here that don't even want babies, and it's all coming from, at least everything I've seen, because I don't take the word all lightly. All of it that I've seen has come from a selfish position where I just don't want to do for a child because I'd rather spend money on myself. I'd rather spend time on myself. I'd rather, and have pleasure stuff to do that includes me and not a child. So when I look at all those different things, it's no surprise to me that she killed the kids, because at the end of the day, she might like the ideal of having a baby. A lot of people like the ideal of having a baby, but they don't necessarily like the ideal of having a child. The oldest kid got 5, and maybe that was just too much. You was cool when you was a kid, but now that I got to start dealing with you going to school, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a 5-year-old, so I don't know if you started preschool. I think we go to kindergarten, start about 5 years old. Now it's getting real about being a parent now. Well, you know what? Let's just start over. Sometimes the best thing you can do is start over. And I think that's what she was on. I'm going to start over. I'm going to take these kids out. I'm going to get rid of Pat. Now, they say in her diary she knew that her relationship with her husband was not going as well as it should be going. So, what y'all got to say about that? Any of y'all got some ideas about what Black Rule was saying?
Yeah, what Black Rule was saying, ain't nothing to say, but he was right. But I had another theory that she was trying to get, knowing that what you just said. My other theory was she tried to put this all together, hoping that she would die and Pat ass would get locked up for what happened.
Yeah, because if you think about it, she tried to so-called stab herself up before she threw herself out of the window, right?
Yeah.
But I still, I don't know, man. I think.
Oh no!
I think if she really was trying to, frame that man, though,
she made it look like she stabbed herself up. The cuts only cut the skin; it didn't touch no muscle. So back to what Roger said, because he writes sometimes, nigga, you know what you're doing when you're a nurse.
But what I'm saying is that
she
was trying to put it on him. If she was trying to put it on him, like she would have done that. She's still alive. You know what I'm saying? She would have said, he did this. He stabbed me up, tried to stab me, and pushed me out the window after killing the kid.
I blame Brad for all this. That's what she was trying to do and everything else.
I mean, automatically, if you got 3 dead children, and because I don't think it was anything about killing herself. It was to make it look like somebody tried to kill her. Because you got 3 dead children and you're hurt. Now, I do believe she made a mistake and she messed around and got herself paralyzed. I don't think that was part of her plan. I think that was just a mistake. She miscalculated jumping off the roof or whatever she did as far as, quote unquote, going out the second story window. She just made a miscalculation and she got hurt.
Retard mistake.
That's
It was
all
a
that
retard
was.
mistake.
Her math was bad.
Yeah. Well, sometimes there's freak accidents. You can jump and then come down the wrong way, and you done broke your ankle. Stuff like that happens from time to time. So to me, that was just one of those happenstance. You can get on the ladder and just fall off, and now you hurt. It's just a happenstance, just a mistake made. She wanted to make it look like she was under attack as well. She got 3 dead babies. They tried to cut me. They just didn't know what they was doing. She never really meant to be paralyzed. That's just an unfortunate situation that came out of her doing nonsense. And who's going to automatically be blamed for that? Pat, because he the husband. Think about this. If she is not paralyzed and she got cuts on her and she called the police at some point and say, my husband did it, what's going to happen? I got 3 dead babies and my husband is perfectly fine.
But she didn't call the cops. He called the cops. He
No.
found her outside in the snow.
Everything changed because she accidentally paralyzed herself. She's not paralyzed. It's a whole different story.
Right. If she could get to a phone and all that shit, she probably make that 911 call after he gets home, right?
Well, it's gonna look very different if she wasn't paralyzed. But
the thing that saved Pat though is technology. And him being in places and his phone pinging all over these different places while that whole time span of what happened and all of that. Because when you put all the map together, they were saying it take like 7 minutes to choke somebody to death. So 7 times 3, what's that? 21 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
On top of her cutting herself, like it was like, nah, you can't put that on him. That he straight up wasn't there.
Well,
they got pictures of him in different places.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. If she don't accidentally hurt herself when she gets paralyzed, this story is extremely different. But I got 2 guests that's here. I was about to give it to Brad, but our Ivy Leaguer just showed up, so he going to get his Ivy League privilege. And we're going to give it to Silver Rod. And after Silver Rod, we're going to get Brad in. Silver Rod, you got the flow.
Salute to you, Roger. Hope you're doing well. Shout out to the chat. Hope everybody's doing well.
You are very low, brother. You are very low.
You sound like you're in a Vietnamese jungle.
Can you hear me now?
A little better. That's a little better. Go ahead.
All right. So salute to you, Roger, to the chat. Hope everybody is doing well. Shout out to the people on the panel, all you white bread brothers. Your neighbor. Is your neighbor, niggas. This is what you guys break your neck to live next to. So I don't know what to tell y'all. But and shout out to all my porn star fellows. Keep stroking, niggas. Keep stroking. I want to kind of expand this to the macro. Because right now we're facing something that is going to be paramount in American justice. Do women have the right to kill based on postpartum? Because this is what this is ultimately about, right? So we can talk about what she framed, the husband, whatever, but what people on the street are talking about, what the law is going to set precedent is that women are now above the law. And even when it comes to murdering children and murdering them one by one, we can discount that as postpartum. And the women, especially the feminists, are vehemently protecting her. This is going to be a case where women are going to have the license to kill under the guise of postpartum. So the next time Bronk is at a party and he meeting that white woman in the back, because you know he loves these white women like that, and she straight the shit out of him postpartum. Next time that is at the truck stop getting his deli snow bunny hooker, and she might shake him in the kidney postpartum. So so at the micro level, we need to really be thinking about this, because women are in droves supporting this, right? Women want the benefit of being a woman, the accountability of being a child, and no responsibility. And where do we draw the line as Americans? And I'll pass the mic on that.
Now, I'm gonna say one quick thing, then I'm gonna go ahead and give it to. Oh, look like Brad got knocked off. So I may go a little long. Y'all, we gotta remember, y'all. There's narratives out here, and then there's stuff that's really going on. The youngest child was 8 months old. This ain't got nothing to do with postpartum. Okay, postpartum is supposed to, according to Webster's dictionary, occurring in or being the period following childbirth, right? Or definition 2, being in or used in the postpartum period. Now, this is the thing, y'all. How long are we gonna accept you as? If you're gonna accept postpartum, how long are we gonna accept it for? Because first it was about when a woman had a baby, and it was like right after, or whatever the case is. And I would think, okay, maybe she suffered. If we're gonna say she's suffering postpartum, okay, maybe in the first month, maybe first 2 months or something. Hey, I even give you 3. I give you a quarter of the year. You mean to tell me I got to buy into postpartum for 8 months? I ain't doing it.
Roger, let me say this. Do we even?
Let me say this really quickly. You're missing the point. It's not about what is the factual actual. It's about what narrative is going to sell. That's going to give women the cover to do such a heinous act. That's what this is about.
No,
because to be honest, postpartum doesn't even exist, right? Postpartum is really you took too many dicks. Now your dopamine level is so low that you're numb. Your pussy is numb. That's what postpartum is.
Okay, but see, this is what I'm saying. I do totally get what you're saying, but this is my thing. It's a mental thing that cannot be proven either way, because you can't prove what's in anybody's mind. So the thing is, even if I accept the existence of there being some type of postpartum, how long am I going to give you to say you are suffering from postpartum? I can't give you 8 months. If you got a baby and something wrong with you for 8 months, that ain't got nothing to do with the baby. Something was just wrong with you.
See, that's what I'm saying. I don't even think we should give room to those, kind of diagnoses. It's like postpartum. Like, what even is that? To me, it just sounds like you had a baby, you feel like your life is over, and like you regret having a baby, and like now men and everybody else got to walk on eggshells until you get over the fact that you done had a baby.
Well, we do know. Let me do this. My thing is, I'm not gonna have a fight about postpartum because women gonna say y'all wouldn't know you're mean, and they gonna have a right to be able to say that. And technically, they got a somewhat of a leg to stand on. So I'm not gonna even trip about whether the postpartum exists or not. The thing is, how long do I let you have that as an excuse?
Well, I mean, but the problem with this is that this is what the court of public opinion is on, and this is going to change the justice system. This case, if she's found innocent, will change the justice system.
No, I agree with that, and that's why I'm saying, as men, how long are we going to accept?
I mean, a woman got to tell us like how long.
No, we can tell. We can tell her when she got to be accountable. And my thing is, 8 months is too far long to blame it on the childbirth.
Hold on. I just want to say this because we know something factual. When postpartum happens, is because your dopamine levels are too low. And you can no longer. It takes more dopamine to get that good feeling sensation, aka your pussy is numb. So, however long it takes for her coochie to not be numb is how long I guess postpartum is over. Because I don't believe in postpartum. I think it's a pseudoscience that came about in the 90s because nobody was saying that shit before 90s. Nobody was saying that shit.
I do agree with you. I do understand where you're coming from on that, but to me, the thing is, if we're just gonna simply argue postpartum don't exist, then you're gonna have women arguing postpartum does exist. My thing is, you're not gonna be able to come to a consensus on that right now. So at the end of the day, even if we accept that postpartum exists, how long do you have to make an excuse? I'm not giving you 8 months. Not
Roger, Roger, I got a signal real quick. Let me get this in real quick.
Go ahead, brother.
Brad, the white men that's running this country, it's time for them to grab their nuts. This comes from not holding women accountable for anything. This comes from allowing women to do and say anything and extract everything without giving back anything. Men just need to stand up and say postpartum don't exist because we said it doesn't
Boom.
exist.
Boom.
That's the real answer. It doesn't
Yeah,
exist
exactly.
because we say it doesn't exist. And the reason why we get to say it doesn't exist because we hold up the infrastructure and we get to determine what's what. Because these women are net negative into the society. White men gonna have to get up and hold their nuts on this one.
All
That
right,
is true.
now I'm gonna say shout out to Black Rule Strikes. He says not making any argument for Lindsay, but postpartum is real. I have personally endured it, and during that time, a woman can be a danger to herself and her child. And this is my thing, y'all. The reason I'm not gonna have an argument about is postpartum real or not, because for too many people, that's too extreme, and people gonna argue the extreme of does it exist or not. I can grant you that it exists, but you don't get to use it for 8 months.
But
I
Roger,
can accept that you had a baby, you went through some chemical changes, your body got to adjust, and I can grant you anywhere between maybe 3 to maybe about 6 weeks because you're dealing with different stuff. But your body does go back to normal after having a child.
All right, let's
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 keep that
entertain it
real.
for a second.
wait, but
Let's
Roger,
entertain it.
all this time, I thought Uber was a goddamn man. That's the only woman with a
That's some
voice that deep
bullshit.
I ever heard
Yeah,
in
I
my
don't agree with
life.
that. I don't agree with
Goddamn.
that. But like, let's entertain that for a second.
Now,
Let's entertain that
my
for a
thing
second.
is, again, y'all, it's not
Let me
yeah,
let
well,
me let me allow me to say this. Allow me to say this really quickly. I'm taking porn
You
star
good,
privilege.
Ramon?
Porn star privilege. So let me say this. Okay, okay, because I don't think the issue is postpartum, how long, whatever. I think the question is, even if postpartum, is postpartum a good enough reason to kill children? Because even if we say it lasts only for one day,
Good point.
are we saying that in that one day you're allowed
You
to
can kill your
kill a
child.
child,
You can kill a child.
right?
Yeah, if it's
So
postpartum,
so
we're gonna allow it.
so you know what I mean? So I don't think it's about how long it lasts. I think it's about, do we give you a pass for a heinous crime? Because even if we say one day, so in that one day you're allowed to do something like that, I think not.
now
Yeah,
now that part I'm
it's
100%
just,
agree with.
it's
Postpartum
just
is not an excuse. Go ahead,
And,
reset. Go ahead.
I agree with right there.
postpartum is like baby fat. A woman will tell you she still got baby fat on and the child 3 years old. Postpartum is just like that. She get to determine that is bullshit. It's
yeah,
bullshit.
I don't agree.
Don't. I'm not saying women don't go through something. Or it's not possible that they can go through something. But shit, I'm sure I had ADHD when I was a kid. But you know what cured me? An ass whooping.
Okay. Now
Yeah,
now let me jump in real quick because we got Brad is back. I'm gonna say this because I don't want postpartum to take over the conversation because I know that's going to be a sensitive spot for women. Then it's going to be arguing, well, you don't know because you're men. I don't care that you have it. That's the thing. I don't care that you have it. You are an adult. You need to get yourself in check. And if you can't check yourself, we should check you. And I'm saying that as any person, not man or woman. I'm saying just like society, what do you do to a guy that starts robbing stores? You check him by taking his liberty away from him. You put him in prison. You make him serve time. Sometimes they got to do community service. You check people that can't check themselves. That's what our society does. So just because you're a woman and you're going through postpartum, because I ain't going to even argue that you're going through it. All I'm saying is I don't care that you're going through it. We need to check you because you didn't check yourself. That's simple to me.
Hey, can I say
Go.
something before? Well,
I
can I go after Brad? My fault.
Yeah,
I
go
know you
after
was
Brad because I got
introducing.
to get him in. Go
My
ahead,
bad.
Brad.
Thank you for letting me on, Roger. Shout out to the panel. For those of you living in America, and even me as someone that's currently living in Canada, I would say this is an absolute turning point for male and female dynamics all over the world, I would even say. I mean, there are men out here that are asking their wives, their girlfriends, if Lindsay Clancy is a murderer or not. And I've seen stories throughout social media where the woman has said, no, she's not a murderer. And then the boyfriend would break up with her, which, by the way, I think it's the right thing to do. I'm gonna say this, man. If this doesn't revoke I don't think women should vote, man. I don't think women should have any power, any authority. I legitimately just think they should be housewives, stay at home, let the man make all the money and work, and that's it, man. Because even women are even saying that women shouldn't even vote. That's how bad it is in America. I feel bad for you guys. Even women are starting to turn against their own gender. That's how bad it is for you guys. It's an absolute crap show everywhere you look, man. And if this doesn't wake up the masses, man, you guys are truly fucked forever. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you, Roger.
All right. Shout out to you. Shout out to Black Rule Strikes. He says, my wife
yeah,
had
what I was
health issues with our second child. After delivery, she was doing lots of reckless, unhealthy things with herself and the baby. It got so bad that for a time, my mother tended to the baby. Now I'm gonna say this. Shout out to Black Rule Stripes, and he has mentioned this stuff in the past. Shout out to his wife. At the end of the day, the issue is it an excuse to do stuff? Period. And it's not. You could go through some stuff. When you cannot control yourself, your family and friends are supposed to help you because they swear they love you, so they supposed to chime in. And just like Black Rule said, what did his mom do? She would love her grandchild, right? So she gonna step in and start helping because it's still her grandchild. Okay, that's what friends and family do for each other. But from a societal standpoint, when you cannot check yourself, it is our job to check you. It's that simple at the end of the day.
I'm gonna go after
so
Sharp. I'm after Sharp.
peep it, right? I
Well,
always
hold
say
on, real quick. He said
they
one more thing.
yeah,
Let me
we ask
get this
God
done.
for
Hold on, Sharp. Let me say one more thing. Let me get this done real quick. He says, I do not believe we were designed for a single woman to solely raise children. Kids are best raised in a collective of women where the experience of elders help to manage problems. And I can agree with that because children are supposed to be born to two-parent homes and elders should be available on both sides of the family, at least in most cases. And there should be some experienced people to give you advice when you're going through stuff, even with a newborn. But again, in a society, we got to check you if you won't check yourself, regardless of male or female, and regardless of what act we're talking about. But go ahead, Shark, and then we're going to get Silverado in right after.
Yeah,
so like I was saying, like I always say, you ask God for things and he gives you that blessing, but it might not be the way you want that blessing. You've been saying these women are out of control. We've been saying we need to get that 19th Amendment overturned. We now have the proper things in place to do so. If they are claiming that they could get postmortem, and we don't know how long postmortem can last,
Postpartum, brother.
postpartum, but they be postmortem motherfuckers, but postpartum, right? Postpartum, and we don't know how long that can last, then we can literally say that you are unfit to lead. You are unfit to do a lot of things that we have given you the
There
privilege to
you go.
do
Amen.
because of what you have told us goes on with your body that we don't know because we men, but you told.
I agree.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
Roger, let me land my plane for
Well,
the
I
rest of
was
the
I was
day.
ne- I was next. I was next, brother. You can go after
Okay.
me.
Okay.
So first, a little housekeeping. Black Guru, I will never do a crime with you, man, because you out here snitching on your wife. Lord knows you're gonna snitch on my wife. You out so you know what I mean. So that's kind of fucked up, but we love you. Second
Nah, that
point
white lady from
is
YouTube
this,
clipped me.
and this is the key thing, right? Justice Scoliosis says that the criminal system is really not designed to punish women, and that's what we're seeing today, right? This is the American system trying to protect its women, white women, right? And this is the thing, because under no circumstances how heinous a crime could be. Because if we look at it, right? Children are have apparently the most danger around women for trafficking. Normally, it's women who are the initiators talking to children. Oh, it's women that are those. It's women that are getting pregnant by 13-year-old boys in middle school. It's women that's doing all this heinous shit with children. Right? When is enough in America? Because even with the quote unquote Epstein's files, he had women initiating that shit. And I'll pass the mic on that.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna let Champ get in real quick. I'm gonna come in right behind Champ, and then I'm gonna get Inspired Truth in because he came back up. Go ahead, Champ. Champ, you still here? Oh, I think Champ got knocked off.
Actually, he dropped off.
Or maybe he had to go because he was about to wrap it up. Okay, I'm gonna say this, y'all. I'm gonna have y'all curve the conversation back in. Because y'all are talking about stuff that people got very serious feelings about, and they can go all over the place, but not necessarily the subject of today. Today, we got to deal with, should she be guilty or should she be innocent? And the nonsense, I'm going to say nonsense because in my opinion it is, the nonsense reasoning behind why she shouldn't get a guilty verdict. She's already admitted she killed the children. Both sides understand she killed the children. The only question is, do we as a society accept it as murder or not? And my thing is, based on what her defense is, I ain't trying to hit, it's murder. Point blank, period. She killed them kids. A 5-year-old cannot protect himself from a grown woman. Neither can a 3-year-old. Neither can an 8-month-old. She killed them because that's what she wanted. She simply wanted them dead, and now she got them dead. And am I okay with her just making them dead and they ain't do nothing to her? No, I'm just not okay with it. But Inspired Truth, you got it.
All right, I'm going to just kind of circle back to my original statement that I made earlier because, like, people online are really conflating two different issues. Like, the issue at hand with this case, what she's talking about, what Lindsay is trying to make an argument about is postpartum psychosis. That's different from postpartum depression. The odds and the probability of postpartum depression is about 12%. That's like 1 in 8 women. But when you're talking about postpartum psychosis, like hearing voices and all of that, that's 0.1%. This is why I was saying earlier, like the odds of her defense being BS is 99.9%. And so the people that are the supporters are basically taking that 0.1% and stretching it to say, yeah, that's the thing. That's what needs to get her off, and trying to say that that's the excuse for this whole thing being a mental health issue. Like, the probability is super low.
Now, I also got to jump in again, y'all. Plus, the problem is y'all give too much power to nonsense. This has nothing to do with postpartum anything. Postpartum is supposed to be right after you had a child. This ain't got nothing to do with right after I have a child. The last baby was 8 months old. You didn't just have anything. You can't get postpartum 8 months down the road. And if we gonna accept this stupid narrative that you're suffering from postpartum 8 months down the road, then why would we not accept it for 8 years down the road? Why not accept it for 80 years down the road? We shouldn't even care about the postpartum nonsense. But this is how slow society is getting. We're giving light to stuff that don't even make sense to give light to. This ain't about whether you were suffering a postpartum condition. This is simply about, did you kill these children or not? And she already admitted she did. At the end of the day, she has no legitimate excuse. I could accept that postpartum may have played something into it if she said that she did it within 3 weeks. I'm not saying I would let her get off for it. I said I can accept that it played a part. You don't get to play no part, and you talking about you had your last baby 8 months ago. Nah, I ain't even trying to hear nothing about no postpartum. Next, that's all I'm gonna say. Next, because that defense I ain't even hearing.
Sir.
I do want to say this quickly, because like whether she's guilty or not, right? And shout out to all my Catholics. This is a big L for y'all niggas today. This is a huge L because she, according to the doctor that was testifying, he said that she was strangling him and said, "We'll see you, we'll be together in heaven," right? As she was strangling them.
Yeah.
So I say,
Go see
give that
God.
hoe the chair, give that hoe the chair, so she can go be with them, right? Give her the electric chair or the needle or whatever, because she's absolutely guilty. I mean, there's no ifs ands about it. She testified that she did that, right? And to the last point, again, we can't make excuses for heinous crimes. There's no whatever the reason is, we cannot make excuses for that. Because, like for example, every time no placeholder comes on the panel, I hear voices say, "Cuss that nigga out." I don't most of the time. Right, most of the time I don't listen to those
You a damn
voices.
lie. You be cursing him out all the time. So you
Right,
always
so
got to say, okay,
I don't
No
so
false
start out by
narratives.
attacking him. But I said most of the time, nigga, most of the time, right? So just because you hear voices is not an excuse.
Now I do want to say this. As I've said before, we get caught up in words and terms and stuff. And again, the stuff don't even actually matter. Why is everybody talking about postpartum for a woman who had a baby 8 months ago?
I can answer that question.
We
I can.
stupid. That's the. I mean, I'm gonna let you say what you gonna say, but that's what it. We stupid.
let me go
Okay,
after
you
this
telling me
fire
about
truth.
postpartum and it's been 8 months. I ain't trying to hear that. But go ahead. What
I'm
you
getting in
got to
after
say to that?
shark. I'm getting in after shark.
All
Yeah.
right, so the issue here is that it's really not about Lindsay at all. Like this whole case is just like she's there as
Right,
like the
right,
face of
right,
it. Like this whole
right.
thing is like really about the
Women's
symbol that
rights.
she represents and about being able to kind of like do all this like out of pocket stuff. And so you have this idea of like really pushing this, okay, well, if it's postpartum, then this. If it's postpartum, then that. It's like all about just kind of having an excuse to kind of like get away with your ability to do whatever you want to do.
So
Agreed.
I agree. But I'm gonna say she did it. It was because of postpartum syndrome. And no one knows how long it lasts. So now y'all can't have no rights no more. Y'all gotta sit y'all behind down somewhere and don't say nothing. But she did it. She planned it out methodically. She planned that out methodically. So it is what it is. She need to get life in prison. They should give her the electric wheelchair, but I don't know how they do it and where she's at in Massachusetts, but she deserved it. She deserved to get the chair, the second chair, not this chair she got, the second chair. Because she did that, and it ain't nothing cool about it. And these women that are supporting it, everybody, whoever, whatever, to every man out there, if you see a female talking about supporting that, you need to see if she find out if she has a child and report her ass to CPS.
Or just take an exercise band and tie it around her neck until she stops breathing.
That nigga
You need
skipping
to
the line. Skipping the line. That nigga
skipping a
skipping the
line like a
line over there.
motherfucker.
Yeah, man. She
I don't
she
want to
she
hurt
need
that
to get
woman.
not. She need to get 90 years, man. 90 years. Just like in the Carmelo Anthony case, they gave him 30 years. Why? Because somebody died. He admitted to doing it. They gave him 30 years. Somebody's dead. 3 people are dead. She admitted to doing it. 90 years.
Yep.
And here's the thing about that. If we're going to compare it to
Good
Carmelo,
one.
like Carmelo took out a damn monster. Like Austin Metcalf was a freaking racist monster.
Yep.
Meanwhile, we comparing that to like a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and an 8-month-old baby. They're not a threat to anybody. Yeah,
Yeah.
99 years.
Yeah. And Brock, you one thing you got wrong, Brock. You said she took them down to the basement. No, she lured them to the basement. Like, look,
Yeah,
hey, hey, Jimmy, I got some fruit snacks down here for you. Come in, type of shit. That's even more diabolical.
one by one after killing one. Got the next one down there. Yeah,
Diabolical.
that's wild, man.
And they said one of the kids actually survived, but was in critical condition, but didn't make it. So they
Wow.
was able to get one to the hospital, and he ain't survived.
See,
It's
this is why I think
crazy.
it's dangerous. This is why I think it's dangerous to even like have a conversation about postpartum, right? Because you're basically giving women a way out. That's all you're doing when you do that. Okay, like I don't want to take away anybody's experience or whatnot, but my ex-wife, I think she went through what you so-called call postpartum. All right. At one point, she actually threatened to kill our children, and then
Oh
checked
my
herself
God.
into and then checked herself into a mental hospital for a few days, and then
She ain't want
this
to
wasn't
wash
even
no
like right
dishes.
after the
That's all
baby.
that
Check this
was.
out. Exactly. This wasn't just right after the baby came either. This wasn't right after any of our children came. Another time, a separate time, she had a so-called episode or whatnot, and told all of us, including me, that she hates all of us, me and the children. Right. So I just think that I had a very unsatisfied ex-wife. Because guess what? After I divorced her, less than 2 years after I divorced her, guess what she does? She goes and gets pregnant again. So if we sit up here and say that it's postpartum, man, we giving them a way out. Really, really. Now, I sympathize with anybody whose wife is actually going through some real stuff, right? But I think a lot of women will, if you let them, they'll latch on and make this an excuse for why they behave the way they behave.
Well, now I'm jumping back in because I got knocked off. So the thing is, y'all, this ain't bigger. You try to make this a bigger conversation, you're gonna miss the important part. This is, do you care? I don't care that you got postpartum. You supposed to check yourself when you're not hurting other people and not damaging other people's property. At the end of the day, hurting other people or damaging their property is something you're supposed to be held accountable for. Now, so it's not a false narrative. Carmelo Anthony actually got 35 years. So if you're gonna compare it to Carmelo Anthony, she needs to get 105 years.
Oh, 105.
Okay, we're gonna do that.
105.
Yeah,
105.
right. And I know that
I
was just
stand
an innocent
corrected.
mistake, but I'm just throwing that out there. At the end of the day, postpartum is your problem. It's not my problem. Life ain't fair. Some of us got to deal with stuff that other people ain't got to deal with. Some of us, we born with a bad leg. Some of us, we born with a short arm. You got to deal with stuff that I ain't got to deal with. Life ain't fair. I'm not making fun of those people. I'm saying this is a real thing. If you were born and you got a short arm, you got to deal with stuff other people just ain't got to deal with. That don't give you the right to kill somebody just because you going through something somebody else ain't going through. So just telling me some lady had a postpartum don't mean she get to kill people. So what if you did? Check yourself. You get yourself in order so we ain't got to. I don't care if she got postpartum. You can prove she got postpartum. I don't care. She got 3 dead white kids and the kids didn't do nothing to her. At the end of the day, you should have checked yourself. And because you didn't, if it was left up to me, I ain't gonna even say what I would really do to the lady. For real, for real. But they was her kids. So I do understand that. And it is what it is. I can say a lot more, but I'm not right now because Creator is here. I'm gonna go and let Creator get in. Creator, go ahead, do what you want to do with this, brother.
Nobody
What's
talk
happening,
no more.
Roger? What's happening, chat?
What's happening, brother?
Up on stage.
Coming with the pimp juice.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying,
it's the
man?
Creator Show now. It's the Creator Report Live now.
Definitely non-player behavior. That is not player behavior. You do not lure your kid. For those that don't know, we're just gonna set the tone. You do not lure your kids to their doom. I repeat, that is a no-no. Okay, we don't do those things. Now, all the men out here, the women talking about postpartum, right? Where's the men that talking about this? But they had a child too. It may not have been physical pressure, but the immense financial stress of thinking how I'm about to build this legacy with this crazy motherfucker is probably on that man's mind all the time.
Postpartum financial stress. I like it.
Hey, I got my whole work schedule just to make sure that this woman don't do nothing stupid with my new kids.
Man.
Again, I got to augment my work schedule just to ensure that this highly intelligent individual who's a nurse, right, takes a lot of wherewithal to become a nurse, a lot of testing, a lot of studying, whole lot of people had to vouch for you and then give you the go ahead to go on in there. No, let me go back on that. It might be relatively easy to be a nurse today because there's a backlog. It's not enough of them. But I do know there's a lot of white women that are nurses and a lot of white women that are teachers. And a lot of white women get support. Whenever they open their mouth, they got support coming from wherever they need support. They don't need no welfare support. We talking about real funding, real resources, people that'll actually take time out and let you take time out to deal with whatever stresses that you're dealing with. For whatever reason, I'm blaming on her husband because we're going to get the blame anyway. So let's just blame it on him. He didn't get her all the resources that, he wasn't reading her mind properly.
A lot of white men are cucks, though. A lot of white men will defend that woman.
It's his opening statement.
Hold
Y'all
on,
let him
hold
rock.
on,
I'm
Brad.
almost done, bro.
opening
I'm almost
statement.
there. I'm just gonna blame it on him because it was his fault that he couldn't read her mind and put her in a position, right, to make her world soft that she wouldn't trip and snap and take out their children. Men do have that stress, right? And I just find it awesome that we just don't like. I don't hear it. I don't hear men freaking out and just fucking everybody up on a regular. This woman in this postpartum thing, I think Bronx said it earlier, or somebody said it is setting a precedent. It is. It's saying that might have been sauce, but it's saying that it's okay that just because you have some mental issues that you can pull off dastardly deeds and you can get off. Now, walk, I don't think she's gonna walk at all. Maybe some pampering, some mental help instead of straight jail. They may give her that.
All right, now I'm gonna say, man, at the end of the day, postpartum is important because y'all buy into the narrative. That's why we keep bringing it up. You want to accept her narrative. I don't care nothing about what she's talking about. You know what I'm saying? I do understand postpartum psychosis is the actual defense they're using in this particular case. I don't care. The baby was 8 months. You're not suffering through postpartum because it's too far gone. So my thing is, I'm not even playing with that. Y'all accept the narrative though, because you keep bringing it up. I'm trying to tell y'all what y'all doing. Your subconscious controls what you do. You accept this postpartum narrative. The baby 8 months old. There ain't no postpartum anything. The only thing I got left is she killed these kids or she didn't kill these kids. And since she already told me she killed them, and the cops say the evidence looked like she killed them, it is what it is.
Roger, you're throwing away ammunition
A
that
perfect
women are
weapon.
giving. Yeah, you're throwing away ammunition,
No,
bro. Wait, hold on, boss, hold on. Let me land. The ammunition is they're saying they're all crazy. The women are saying all women inherently are crazy under certain circumstances, which means they can't be in leadership positions because they can all become crazy at any time under certain circumstances. So since you can be crazy at any given time, we're going to grant you that. You don't need to be voting. You don't need to be running nobody's company. You don't need to be doing nothing.
I totally get what you're saying, but I also understand we live in a society. Hold on. I understand we live in a society where they are autonomous adults. So my thing is this: you have to put pressure on them. At the end of the day, this ain't about a man-woman thing. It's about a person doing stuff thing.
Repeal the 19th Amendment.
No. Any person that can't check themselves has to be checked by society. That's just a necessary thing. If y'all just go out here and let me kill anybody I want to, I'm gonna mess up society. You can't just let me kill random people for no reason. You gotta get checked. So therefore, if a woman kills her children, we got to treat her like a person who killed children. And the whole thing is, we don't want to do that because she's a woman. I'm saying from a societal standpoint. I get what argument y'all trying to make, but ain't nothing finna change from a societal standpoint about anybody's rights right now. That's not gonna happen. And it won't happen until a woman has something to lose. like men have something to lose.
Well, Roger, ironically enough, women don't really commit crimes.
One second.
No, they do.
I want to
They
kind of
just
circle.
don't.
Not physical,
They
no,
don't
not
pay
physical
for it.
crimes, not
Yes, they
physical
do.
crimes.
Yeah, they do.
I want to circle back.
Men commit over 90% of the
I
crimes.
want to.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. You can fact check it.
Hello,
No,
can you guys hear me?
Brad.
Hello.
Well, hold on one second, bro. They do. The issue is you don't want to convict them of a crime.
No,
no, bro. This is an example of people supporting a woman right now that they do not want to convict. She has done the crime. The kids are dead, and you got all types of people coming out saying she should not be convicted of this crime. It ain't that they don't commit crime. We don't want to convict them of crime.
This one
but Roger, this position enough, it just goes to show how rare it is for a woman to be in the spotlight.
Hold on, Ivy League is trying to make a point. Let him make his point. We'll come back to you. Go ahead.
So I wanna say something here where we talked about men, and I think this is very important. Because white men do run this country, and they're horrible fathers according to the CDC, that white nigga absolutely should have provided resources for his crazy ass cave woman, because at the end of the day, they have a history of tormenting terrorism and violence. It's established history of that. So knowing that, you should, when they get pregnant, you should automatically have the proper resources in hand. So I do have to say Brad is absolutely negligent, because historically we know what they're capable of, and they prove it often. And he did not provide the right resources, so he should be in jail too.
Domestic terrorists.
Yeah, absolutely should be in there, because at the end of the day, he's white. He knows the culture of Europeans. He knows the history of Europeans, and he knows that this woman can break bad at any given moment. He knows that.
All right, now
you gotta be taking.
Hold on, real quick. Hold fast. I'm gonna accept what he's saying, but in that, you're holding a husband responsible for what's going on with his wife. Now, I do give some room.
I'm holding a white husband. Black husbands are exempt.
Okay, well, you holding a white husband responsible.
I kept saying that Wonder Bread white nigga, right?
Yeah, no, you absolutely right, and I'm definitely trying to clear it up. You are holding a white man accountable for what his wife is doing, which I don't see no problem with. But I do want, but his name is Pat. Just so y'all know, I believe his name is Pat. I'm thinking short for Patrick. But the Brad that's on the panel, I do want him to be able to say what he's trying to say, so we don't just brush him off. Brad, you was trying to.
I want to land my, because I don't, Brad, if you white, I don't know if you white or
I'm not white. I'm black.
He black.
I'm black.
Okay.
I'm black.
So,
I'm black.
But when it comes to Patty Pat, you need Patty Pat to be in the padlock.
Hot sauce thought he had a Edomite. Oh man, no.
No, man. Listen.
Edomites are black. They're not white. That's Hebrew Israelites wrong about that. Edomites are black.
All right, Brad, go ahead and make the point you was trying to make, because I don't want to brush your point out.
I disagree. Listen, I especially disagree with the last part where the husband has to take control, has to take role in part of what she did, regardless of the fact if he's white or not. I just think even given the white privilege, quote unquote, that they may have in society, especially in America, I still think that the woman should serve at least 50 to 60 years in jail for what she did. I totally disagree. And as far as my earlier point, as far as the crime statistics between men and women, well, it's overwhelmingly men commit over 90% of the violent crimes towards one another. So when men get punished, we understand why, because we were trying to kill one another due to our ego or testosterone getting in the way. But we as men, we understand right or wrong. So the reason why people are freaking out in large numbers is because as emotional as women are, women don't go around committing violent crimes towards their gender and surprisingly enough even towards men. So I can't be too surprised at the fact that people are reacting the way that they are because women are the more valuable sex. Women are not really supposed to go out there to the
All right,
world.
They are
all
violent
right.
to kids, though.
Hold on.
They,
In the name of we're not going to allow false narrative, you are absolutely wrong. Okay,
Okay.
women are more violent than men, and it's largely because we do not hold women as accountable as we do men. They are
Well,
literally more violent than men.
Wait, can I go now, Roger?
I
Real quick.
disagree.
No, you can disagree, but it's a literal fact that they are
No,
more violent than men.
no, it's
Now,
not.
they are not as successful as hurting other men.
That is not true, Roger.
No, that is true.
No,
When men get into a fight with women, we usually win. That's just how it goes. We usually win when we fight women. Women hurt each other. So
There's
they
fighting.
do,
There's fighting right there.
I'm talking. They hurt each other. They fight with themselves and they hurt each other. And they hurt their children on a regular basis. They are literally, if you look at stats, they are literally more violent than men.
Yeah,
And that's just what's on stats. Because a lot of guys don't even tell that a woman tried to get violent with him.
Right. The most domestic abuse is the most domestic abuse cases are gay women. Women are by far the problem is that you don't count it as violence when she hits you.
No,
Right?
it's not. It's not
when
that.
men get hit by women.
But this is the thing, y'all.
Homosexual women have the largest amount of domestic abuse than any other cohort.
That
is true. That is true. The fact that is true. That you can easily go verify that.
Now, also, when you add that to women's violence toward children, and then when you add that to women's violence toward men, women are just far more violent than men are. They're just not as good as causing the damage that men cause. That's all it is. But it's still violence. When you punch me, ain't no buts. When you punch me in the face, just because you didn't knock me out does not mean you're not violent.
There you go, bro.
Roger, most homicide victims are men. Most people that commit homicides are men. Most people that commit violent crimes are men. Most people that shoot are men.
Brad, what you're saying don't make sense, and it doesn't mean anything because women try to kill men all the time. Most of them just can't succeed. It doesn't mean they didn't try.
Right.
Violence is the attempt to kill the man. It's not did you kill him or not. It's the attempt to kill a man that's the violence. You have an issue accepting what the definition of what violence is, and that's not my issue to solve.
So we could settle this right now.
Men don't throw hot grits on women. Men don't throw hot water on women and all this other stuff that don't count.
No, usually it's a quick.
Listen,
What
we
thing
can
is,
settle this.
hold on,
Brad,
because
just
it
Google
doesn't.
it, Brad. And because it ain't nothing y'all gonna tell him. His mind is made up. Just
No, it's
Google
not.
it, Brad.
It's
Just
not.
do the research.
No,
No.
You
the
are
stats
wrong.
say what the stats say, and I'm just letting you know what the stats say. When it comes to violence, women are violent toward men, they're violent toward children, and they're violent toward each other. And they're very violent toward each other because we don't hold them accountable, just like you kind of saying right now that they don't do nothing. It's no big deal. They still doing it, but you just don't accept it as a big deal. But at the end of the day, this part of the conversation is over with because it ain't got nothing to do with the subject of the show. This is about this white woman.
But I just want to say,
I got after hustles.
By definition, right? If men are violent against men, and only men, because men are not violent against women, and men are definitely not violent against children. So by definition, that automatically makes them the most violent. Now, back to the point of why that man, she should be held accountable. And this is the thing why we as black people are going to be so hard to make it. Right now, you have white people vulnerable. We as black people should be taking advantage of this. We should be out here saying that white women are unfit mothers and white men are unfit fathers. We should be taking control of the narrative and attacking because they do that to us with the quickness. No chaos should be going unused. and we as black people need to get on it.
Well, I'm gonna say this because at the end of the day, for all you men that just want something changed, the only way you're gonna get changed, you got to first start holding people accountable. At the end of the day, this is just a violent white woman who killed her children, and we should be treating her like a violent white woman who killed her children.
Yep.
Giving her any type of pause or any type of thought process of, well, is she truly responsible? Man, I don't care what your excuse is. The kids is dead.
Yeah.
You gotta go.
Black people cut.
And also on top of that,
My
it
bad.
needs
Go
to
ahead.
be.
Well,
And
I
on
got out
top
the
of
hot
that, it
sauce.
needs. And on top of that, it needs to be. This was your run-of-the-mill white woman who killed and harmed her kids, and is very common in their community.
Yeah,
right.
But I'm gonna say it was a run-of-the-mill white woman. She is a white woman married to a man with a decent job, and she's a nurse herself and had 3 children. She is any run-of-the-mill white woman.
Yeah, because that's what
That
they do.
is the typical.
Well, I think y'all kind of going, y'all kind of stretching it a little bit because y'all putting it on a color thing. This is a women are out of control thing.
That's it.
Far as with hot sauce is saying, I don't know if he's joking or what.
I'm serious.
Because all right, well, the case at hand, he did an ample amount of things for her mental health. He put her in all kinds of places, like paid for her to be in all kinds of places. Took a different position at his job so he could be home to help her and watch and keep an eye on her. So I'm going to have to exclude him off of evidence that's been presented. So him I gotta exclude. Now as far as
I just want to say one sentence. He's white, so you should have done more.
well, then if that's why I said I don't know if we're going to be serious or we just going to be,
I'm serious.
Know
what I
mean?
mean? Well, he is sticking on the race issue. My thing is this, y'all. She is in the medical field. She knows how to get help. Plus, this show how Americans accept a lot of nonsense. If she went to multiple people to get help, because that's what they're arguing, she went to all these places to get help, and she couldn't get help. Guess what that means, man? Nothing was wrong with her. There are people called hypochondriacs. When you keep going to medical professionals and they can't find anything wrong with you, a lot of times it's because nothing's wrong with you.
But Roger, when you look at the trial, because I told you I don't know if you looked at the trial, because
I looked at some of the trial.
Yeah, they never said nothing was wrong with her. They never said that. They said she didn't have psycho.
No. I'm not saying what they said. Her argument and a lot of people's argument of why she should not be punished is because she sought out help and didn't get it. I am saying you sought out help. You a medical professional yourself, so you definitely know how to get the help. Your mama is a nurse too. So even if you couldn't think straight on your own, you had your mama as your backup anyway, that's also in the medical field, let alone anybody else in her personal life. If you keep going to people and they say we can't find nothing wrong with you, a lot of times that happens because ain't nothing wrong with you.
Well, they didn't say they ain't found nothing wrong with her. They said she wasn't psycho. I can't say that word for shit.
They have not said that something is wrong with her. So
no, they did. They
so
said
it got to be one of the two.
They said she had the postpartum joint, but they never. They keep denying that she was psycho postpartum, which is the case that they're trying to get her off.
Hold on, but they didn't say something's wrong. That's what the defense is using. The defense is saying that there's a postpartum. Guess what? You talking about stuff that has not been medically proven anyway.
Roger, the defense is saying she was psycho. Is a difference. They're
arguing postpartum psychosis. I understand
There's
that.
a difference between postpartum psychosis and postpartum syndrome. There's a difference.
No,
psychosis, you hearing shit and da 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 da. Postpartum is just a whole different thing. I mean, postpartum.
Postpartum is just sad.
What I'm telling you is, at the end of the day, nobody medically said this. Everything they're talking about right now is what they're guessing after the fact.
No, they had doctors out. Bro, they on day 12. I didn't watch all 12 days. The doctors literally said, no,
Doctors
this
didn't
bitch wasn't
diagnose her
psycho.
with
She ain't have
postpartum.
no psycho.
The
She had
doctors didn't
postpartum,
diagnose it.
but she ain't have that. Like, so y'all, they was literally telling the defense, like, no, y'all reaching.
No. But they have doctors coming in looking at stuff after the fact to give their opinion on what may have been. Is
No,
that not what's going on?
the doctors that she went to, they got them on the stand.
I saw her doctor. You talking about the white woman, or was it when maybe she
It
was
was a
Indian?
white woman, it was a black chick, it was an Indian lady, it was a white dude.
That treated her.
Yes, it ain't no people after the fact coming up. It was people that was treating her during the fact.
Yeah.
That's the only way the defense could. That's the only way you could even have the argument. You
Okay.
can't have a nigga that's doing something after the fact
Oh,
talking about this is
no,
what she
and
was.
I did see some of that too. And when I saw that, nobody said that she was in a medical state where she was gonna kill her children. Nobody
That's
said
and
that.
but that's why because the prosecution found the right people, but the defense is trying to say that she did. But no, she did that shit, and she wasn't nothing psycho about her. She was a regular degular.
A lot of people claim something was wrong with them before they committed that murder. But my thing is, you ain't proved nothing was wrong. It ain't turning up in your medical file.
And that's
So
what
I
I'm
ain't
saying.
trying to hear it.
She's
I have
straight
an
up
issue.
lying. She wasn't
I
nothing.
have
She's
a
straight up lying and plant this.
hold on,
She's
but there's
straight
an
up
issue
lying.
here. There's an issue here, right? Because everybody's saying I'm stuck on the race. So maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm hearing voices, but correct me if I'm wrong. The title literally says
You wrong.
unsupervised white people. The title literally says that.
No,
Yeah,
I
The
ain't
now
title
mad at
wrong.
you.
The
I'm not
title's
mad at you.
wrong.
the title
The
is wrong.
title's wrong. It's unsupervised women. This is
Thank you.
what we're talking about.
So me
That's
talking
really
about white in the race falls in line with the topic because it literally says
Ro-
unsupervised.
listen, listen. Roger is wrong in the title today. He got a little overzealous
Yeah,
with the title. That's all that is. A little
that's all.
overzealous.
So Roger,
It's
what is it?
unsuper-
Is it unsupervised white people or no?
It is, and only Shark said something about the fact that you focus on the white part. My thing is, these are white
Don't
people,
throw
and
me under the bus.
this lady did what white people do.
That's all I'm
No,
I
saying.
grew up as a child. I'm an adult. I've been an adult for decades. When did I not hear stories about white people killing their kids? Never. I can't. I don't have a memory of white people not killing their kids. This is what they do.
man, listen. We didn't heard thousands of stories in the last 10 years about these women. Period, killing their kids and neglecting their kids so
Yep.
their kids die, drowning their kids. And nigga, I heard a story.
Because
I heard a story. The chick put a kid in a goddamn microwave and
White.
turned it on,
Well,
nigga.
that's because black women want to be like white women, so they
But,
No,
just
that's
mimic their
because
behavior.
no,
y'all niggas don't hold them accountable. Y'all
no,
talk
no,
about
no.
everybody else and
Hold,
don't really
on,
talk about
hold
the
on.
dumb shit we be doing.
This is not about what black women did. I don't know of a history where white people don't kill their children. That's just a fact. Even
Yep.
when you think about historical stuff, I don't know of a time when white people weren't killing children. That's what they've
Amen.
always done, as far as I know. And my thing is, this is just another white woman who killed her child. But unfortunately, we are in a society where we're having a tough time simply holding her accountable the same way we done held other people accountable for killing their children or killing somebody else's child. Why should I give this lady a pass? Them kids dead. I ain't got no reason to give her a pass. They dead.
She's white though, Roger. She's white. She's pure. You know,
Man,
that's how she's pure.
she dirty
as
as Brooklyn
as
snow.
Well, I think the real conversation is like you said, they were super. She was obviously supervised, and I think everybody did everything in their power to give her the help that she
as a
so felt
jury.
like she did because she sought the help and she utilized the help. She had several people that could vouch for her behavior, her attitude, her mental state. You understand? But it's still somebody's procreating with this crazy individual. So there's a
she just
fault
wanted
there,
to.
right?
And
There's a
creator,
mental
she wanted
instability.
to do it. Creator, she might have planned this out 3 years ago and said, "I'm gonna go to the doctors and say I'm crazy. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna tell my husband I'm crazy. I'm gonna tell my mama I'm crazy. So when I do this, they gonna think I'm crazy."
Well,
You
That's
know
what I'm
what's
saying, bro.
wild?
Good
You know
attorneys
what's
is a
wild about
threat.
this situation? You know what's wild about this situation is she mentioned to several people that she had thoughts about harming the children. Right now, if her husband were to divorce her and try to get full custody of the children, do you think the
He
family
couldn't.
courts would have awarded him
but look,
full custody?
man, we ain't
Nope.
going there right now. He already married to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? This, if y'all don't know, this happened in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this a few years ago that this actually happened. She's just now dealing with whether she gonna get convicted for it or not. And at the end of the day, they was reading stuff out of her
Married
own
him.
diary, talking about how she wasn't doing a good job as a mother. And then the nanny was like, "Well, she's a good mom." Not according to her diary. Okay, I
Yeah,
heard
they
her
say that stuff.
I heard her words in her diary talking about how she was not doing right by the children. And then you got a woman who was a nanny and said, well, she was a good mom. We just got an issue accepting that especially white women, are dangerous individuals. And when the unsupervised part, y'all, she gave her husband a honey-do list. Go get these things for the children.
Mm-hmm.
Go get to this way off restaurant so I can be unsupervised. And as soon as she got unsupervised, she killed them kids.
Yeah.
I agree.
Nice. Well done. You tied it together with the title and everything.
Yep. Roger.
I'm just presenting what's there. I didn't tell the lady to kill her kids. I'm just presenting what's there. She was an unsupervised woman. She knew people was looking out for her. She's in the medical field. She knows how to get help. She knows how to circumvent issues where she wasn't getting proper help. She can get to the proper help. She understands the importance of medications, even though she wasn't taking this and wasn't taking that. All this stuff is in play. And she a nurse that can't kill herself. I mean, if you are dumb enough to believe a nurse can't kill herself, I don't even know how to help you. That's real talk. I don't know how to help a person who believes a nurse can't kill himself.
A nurse that can't find an artery. Amazing.
That's her. A nurse
And
that
she was
can't
a
find an
labor and
artery.
delivery. She was a labor and delivery nurse at that. So
Even more
that's scary,
diabolical.
man. That's scary. You know,
Even
a
more
bunch of
diabolical.
people's babies were around as homicidal maniac, man.
Or how many babies have passed
Oh my
away
goodness.
under her within the team that you see it get deep with, with people super petty, right? With people super petty, you really want to be petty about something. How many babies passed away on her team, right? Not necessarily her being involved, but her being involved with them teams, you know what I mean? That was delivering those children.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you can kill people about how you didn't treat them, not on how you did treat them.
Come on, make it look like,
what I think he's saying.
make it look like something.
Yeah, if we'd only
damn,
caught this in time. Yeah, you didn't catch it in time, huh? Yeah, I'm sorry we figured it out too late. We just figured it out just in time for your loved one to die. Now, if we figured it out 20 minutes earlier, we could have saved him. We sorry.
Yeah, she could be a baby serial killer.
But my thing is this. I don't have questions. She a white woman. She got kids that she admitted to killing. This ain't even an issue for me. This is an issue for America because Americans have been trained to not punish white women. That's what this is. The lady told you what it was. I choked them out. If you are killing your children, and she said this whole thing about it's a mercy killing, I'm killing them because I love you and all that. Any person killing their child to save their child, are you going to choke them out?
Any person killing a kid, period.
No.
Right?
No,
but
no,
then
no.
your kid.
Hold on. You could be trapped in the fight, and you want to kill your child so your child don't suffer through the fight. So you trying to save your child from some imminent harm that's gonna happen.
No.
Would you kill your child by choking them? Because you're trying to save them from burning.
Roger, you sound unsupervised because me and my child going to die trying to get out that fire.
No. This is stuff that's going on with this trial and the arguments that people are making. if you are going to try to save your child from harm and you accept that death is coming no matter what, would you choke them out?
I don't even think I could kill him, period. Even under them circumstances.
And then look them in the eye. Look them in the eye. You choking them out and saying, "Go meet God." Go meet God.
When you kill people by choking, you are enraged, man, or you trying to make the point.
That's
Choking
hate.
is not no
That's hate.
easy kill. You grab somebody's throat and you look them in the eye while they dying.
Yeah, and you got to make sure it happens. Choking off the breath. But importantly, I think another important thing is she was around the help. Like white folk really do have resources, and her being in the nursing field, like it's just them. And I'm sure I always talk about jurisdiction where people are in these different counties where it's just them. It ain't nobody really in your way for you to do what y'all want to do. It's just y'all. Y'all got the counties that you desire, right? It's homogenous, if you will.
But Creator,
and then when y'all in y'all spaces,
she didn't want no help. She was using the help to frame the murders like she could get off with this insanity plea.
So that's why I was going back to those deliveries. As I was going back to those previous deliveries of the babies that you didn't have, because if you discalculated with your own situation, because they not even thinking like you thinking. She may have pre-calculated all. That's not even what they doing. Did you see the massive following that this woman had when she's being transported to court? It's like
that's
massive American women.
That's crazy. Massive white women.
She got a fan base. You hear me? Of a lot of women who feel like she should be absolved of what she did.
And that's what
her GoFundMe is $900,000, by the way, which is insane.
That's America.
Literally,
okay.
That's America right there, man.
Creator, that's what literally made this a big story.
America that we said is going to hold people accountable. That's the decision that gotta be made, brothers. Are y'all going? So we are held accountable for everything that we do. But
well, this is their Carmelo Anthony. This is their Carmelo Anthony.
This ain't got nothing. This ain't even close to Carmelo Anthony. This ain't even close.
The fact that this
it means that much to them,
bro. The fact that this is going on, this thing is 3 years old. No one was talking about it 3 years. The reason why everybody's talking about it now is because the droves of women who are literally supporting her, who literally raised $1 million. It took it took 3 kids to die for America to see how crazy women really are.
And they still don't want to enforce
it. America ain't seeing anything. If you're looking at how people are responding, America, quote unquote, collectively has not seen anything about women are crazy. Because this is an argument with people.
No, niggas is talking about getting that 19th Amendment overturned.
No. Well, as Black Rule said earlier, because I forgot to read that, if you overturn the 19th Amendment, you also taking away Black men's right to vote. You don't have to overturn the amendment. You can actually just make a new one. Okay? But at the end of the day, ain't none of that's gonna happen, and it's definitely not gonna happen when there's nobody holding women accountable. If you want women to not be held accountable, you got to hold them accountable first. So people say, this is too hard on them. We need to do something different. And if you got a woman who can kill 3 of her own children and we act like it's not that big a deal, you can forget everything you talking about somebody losing the right. You ain't even serious.
But they are making it a big deal. That's what I'm trying to say. This is a big deal right now.
That's why I compared it to Carmelo Anthony, because for white women, this is their Carmelo Anthony's.
This ain't even close to Carmelo, bro.
For white women, it is, Roger. I'm not talking. For white women, it is. Yes, it is.
He's saying this is an analogy. Like the same way we was going crazy for Carmelo is the same way way they going crazy for this lady.
This
talking about
extreme,
she's innocent when she dead ass.
This is extremely different because the whole context of this is extremely different. We're talking about people who are actually related to each other, people who can't defend themselves from the assailant. We're talking about how the other people came in droves who are literally celebrating the murder of 3 children. Let's not forget that part. This is a celebration of murder.
Hey, you know what? He kind of right though.
He got his blackity black glasses on. He can't see it.
He do got a point. This is theirs. That's because that is a group of our people was the same way. It didn't matter if he was right or wrong.
That's
he was
it.
right. And
That's it.
There's a large group of women.
And we donated as well for Carmelo. So let's not act as if there's not similarity. Yes, Roger.
The reason why that don't make no sense, because when people did that, they did not know what the facts of the situation are. Here,
we did. We knew that he allegedly killed.
Talking, or I'm about to clear the panel. The reason this is not nowhere near the same is because people did not know what the facts were. In this situation, everybody know the facts. We all know she killed these kids. We all know the kids couldn't defend themselves. We all know the kids did nothing to her. This is nowhere close to Carmelo. Carmelo, there was an argument about who did wrong. There is no argument about who did wrong. We just got a white woman that decided to kill her kids, and a lot of people in America cool with it.
Yeah.
It's nowhere close.
They actually trying to make her the victim. Yeah. They're actually trying to actively make her the victim. Like something happened to her.
Bro, I didn't even know nothing about that. Man. I thought she was a victim.
She ain't a victim of nothing. But they are trying to make her one.
I didn't know this was going on because I'm just hearing bits and pieces. I'm like, damn.
Well,
what happened?
From what I've seen on social media, there are more people speaking out against her than for her. So that's why I said it has some similarities to
no,
Carmelo
it does
Anthony.
not, because in that case, there's an argument about who did wrong. In this situation, there is no argument. Everybody knows she did.
Roger, this is my son say. What'd you say?
I said we as black people we kill other people, black on black violence. That white on white violence happens to be their family. And when they go crazy, they kill their family. They ain't killing. They be cool. They act like they feel me. Keep that crazy inside, but in the house, that's where that crazy come out.
That's true.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts.
That does happen a lot.
Fuck you, Mom.
Call us violent though. We violent. Hey,
fuck you, Dad.
Shout out to creator number 2.
Yeah, shout out
over there with the pimp juice. Over there with the pimp juice.
Creator number 2.
Hey, but y'all remember them twins when they was young? They was adopted, the twins that had killed their parents and shit when we was young.
The Menendez brothers?
The Mendez, yes.
Yeah, Menendez brothers. Yep. And went to a basketball game after.
Come on, bro. Hey, they been doing this shit for
that courtside. I was like, we living, man. We living. Mom and dad dead, but
like, we don't know what happened. The kids are okay, but we don't know why everybody else is dead.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna say this too. Black people, because we buy into white supremacy so much, we try to equate ourselves with them.
Globally, by the way, too.
No. Hold on. This is why you said it had something to do. It's something like the Carmelo Anthony case. That's just your white supremacy training showing. And I'm not saying this to insult you. I'm trying to teach you something. Again, this ain't nothing like the Carmelo Anthony case. There never was an argument about who did wrong to who. There's never an argument about we need to see some footage because we don't understand. Everybody gets what happened. The children were 5, 3, and 8 months. The white woman killed them. She admitted she killed them. There was no question about wrongdoing whatsoever. But they want her to be saved.
Let me ask you a question, Roger. Do you know what these feminists think she's a victim of?
They haven't made that clear. That I've heard.
No, they have. Her husband.
Hold on one second. Hold on. She's a victim of the patriarchy.
Yep.
And that's undefined. Same patriarchy doesn't give me any definition of what she's a victim of.
I understand we're reasonable men up here, and we do understand that. But these crazy ass blue-haired feminists, this is their position, bro. That she's a victim of the patriarchy. This is white women standing up and saying we hate men. This is what the fight really is about, bro. And if she can be exonerated, then they have the right to hate men.
But that part is true. I wouldn't argue with that at all. But I do want to make it be known When you say something that's abstract, you're not saying that you've been victimized by any particular thing. When you've been victimized, you got to identify what you're actually talking about. You can't give me something abstract. Man,
No, but they're saying she's
no,
victimized by patriarchy.
no,
That's
no.
why she's
I'm not arguing.
suffering
I'm not
and
arguing
so
what
on
you're
and so forth.
saying. I'm not
Right.
arguing what you're saying. I'm just saying they haven't made anything clear about what she's victimized. She might as well have said she was a victim of blue. Because it's undefined. What does that mean? She could
No,
have
it
been a
doesn't mean
victim of green.
it doesn't mean anything to a reasonable person.
Exactly. So my that's why I'm saying my point is they haven't made it clear of what she's an actual victim of. They haven't said it yet. Just saying patriarch is just putting a word in a place. It's just like if I ask you, does your car, how quick does your car do 0 to 60, and you say a cheese sandwich. You responded to what I said, but you didn't answer my question at all.
Mm-hmm.
And women manipulate words. I've said that many a time. And guys get caught up in words like postpartum as if it has something to do with anything. We're talking about an 8-month-old, a 3-year-old, and a 5-year-old. Postpartum ain't got nothing to do with this. Plus, being crazy does not give you a reason to kill somebody. And if you truly are crazy, you can't participate in society. She seemed to participate very well for a crazy person. She determined she had a problem, and she determined she need other people to check her out so they can see what her problem is. And even though multiple medical professionals could not find where the problem was, she now wants us to believe that she actually got one. So my question is, how stupid are we? I'm supposed to believe that a white woman in America could not get properly diagnosed, even though she went to multiple people and she's in the medical field herself. I believe that just as much as a nurse slitting her wrist, but don't know how to slit them where it would actually cause her death.
But Roger, that's the problem. Ain't nobody stupid in this case. It's just these feminist women who are backing it. The whole rest of the USA of United States is like, no, ma, you got to go down. It's these women out here outside with these pink shirts on at her case who done raised $1 million for her defense. The rest of the world is like, nah, B, no, nah, nope, this ain't happening. But they out there like, I feel like Lindsay. I am Lindsay.
Yes.
Ain't nobody
Yes.
going for this.
I'm gonna say shout out to Black Rule Strikes. He said, Roger, that is the argument her defense is making, and the available science says effects of postpartum can endure for a year. Okay, and I do understand that they are making that argument, Black Rule. All I'm saying is, as a man, I don't accept it. Until you get it proven, we ain't using it. And that's just how stuff go. Just like you got people who doing prison time and they couldn't get out till we had some science about DNA. You had to figure it out first. Then we can give you the pass.
That's
But
a good
until we
point right there.
get figured out, I'm not giving you a pass in theory. That's just what it is for me. I'm not giving you a pass in theory. You know?
You need her head busted.
Yeah, for real. Because they make up a lot of that stuff in DSM-5 anyway, man. It's just the history behind all these mental diagnoses and stuff. It's very racist underlying in that as well. Like a lot of the early pioneers, like Benjamin Rush, for instance, he's considered the godfather of the American Psychiatric Association. This Negro literally said that black people have a form of leprosy that makes our skin dark called nigritude. Nigritude.
Reveal a Lago.
Come on, man. Man, and then Dr. Benjamin Moseley, another one of the early pioneers in all that psychiatry and all that BS. He's the guy who actually said that black people can endure more pain than white people.
Yeah. I'm gonna say
So
in
it's
this
like
case, it looked like white
those
Well, y'all
people
people
do
can
sick.
do
say
more.
y'all
What?
do say y'all strong and y'all this and that. Like, so I would think the same thing.
Yeah, honestly, To me that don't make a difference when it
There's a
comes
lot of
to.
BS history and all that.
I mean, there is a lot of BS history going on, even in the medical fields. But at the end of the day, this is about, as a society, do we accept a woman is allowed to kill her children? Because guess what? Somebody else might have a baby, and they may kill somebody that ain't their child. Do we accept that too? You know, if I killed a bus driver, but I'm a female that had a baby 6 months ago, we good with that?
No.
Because I can blame that on postpartum too. There's always an excuse. And see, I live in a world where people hold me accountable, so it's not hard for me to hold somebody else accountable.
Amen.
And if you get to get away with something, I want to get away with it too. It's that simple to me. I want to get away with everything you can get away with. And I'm not even the bad guy.
Yeah, but it'll definitely set a precedent if she gets to go to the damn psycho home and not jail. But I'm really seeing from watching the trial. I think somebody said something like we got to really see who's on the jury, because
But
from watching the trial, it seemed like the
there's
defense
12.
he ain't got nothing to go on.
There's 12 women and 6 men between the jury and the 6 alternates. Now, who's actually on the jury, I don't know. Those are the only numbers I got. 12 men. 12 women. Whoever got that noise in the back, thank you. There's 12 women and 6 men. I don't know who is on the jury versus who's the alternate. So the odds are already in her favor.
Damn. Well, as long as hopefully it ain't no liberal women on the goddamn jury, because if it is,
Well, the question is,
she not going to jail.
I want her to get clean off. I want her to get clean off. I want them to say she was crazy and she couldn't control herself. I want her to get clean off.
Now,
because the implications after that is going to be women at any time can't control themselves. They need to be removed from power. I want her to get clean off. Clean off.
I totally get why you're saying that, but I don't think that's going to change anything. I think the only way you get something to change, you have to first hold them accountable, and then people will say, well, we're being too hard on women, so we need to change something.
Hey, Roger, I could have helped you. I could have helped this woman out completely. I could have helped her. I could have saved them kids. I could have had all this stuff taken care of.
Hey, next time you're gonna have to her husband gonna have to lock in for about a good 30-45. You know what I'm saying? He just gotta lock in, you know what I'm saying, for a good 34. He need to go through Tunnel Runner University. You know what I'm saying?
Tunnel Runner University.
You know what I'm saying? And he gonna be like, oh, okay, I didn't know, man.
Now I get it.
He gotta run the gauntlet. He gotta run the gauntlet.
Yeah. All right, Tunnel Runner, how was you gonna help her though? How was you gonna help?
No, I would have told her, listen, you talking about you hearing voices, you're depressed. Walk away. Get out of here. Leave. Leave that man with the kids. You're crazy. Go somewhere. You're crazy or you can't control yourself. You're going to kill the kids. Get away. All you got to do is walk away. She could have just left. If that's all her problem, she could have left her kids with her husband. He had help. He had getting her help. He had somebody cooking, cleaning. So she wasn't even needed to be there. If she couldn't
Tunnel
handle it.
Runner, you still missing it though. You still missing it. See, most women in the West, they hate their children. They don't want to be mothers, right? They feel as though, becoming a mom is like the death of them, so to speak, right? They don't have the freedom that, they feel like they had before a child. That's really what it is. But they don't just want to like say that, right? They want it to be the man's fault that they had that position with the kids. They want it to be the man's fault that they were stressed out over the children. He didn't help enough. He didn't do this. He didn't do that. He didn't do the third. They want the man to be the reason why they can't be the mother that they need to be.
Yeah, but there are women who actually do walk away and leave the kids. They leave the kids and they walk away, leave the husband, leave the community because they can't handle it. And that's what they need to do. You don't kill your children.
Well, let's offer some reality.
She
You don't
wasn't
kill your
stressed.
children. You walk away.
What?
If you can't handle it, then that's a you problem,
All right.
not the kids and not your
That's the
husband. It's you.
cowardice and all of that. What
All
was you
right.
saying, Roger?
Hold on. I want to say this. Let's put some reality in this. Was she stressed? No. She had a nanny. She wasn't
Right.
stressed.
Yeah.
You know,
She had
who's
everything.
stressed
She
with a
had
nanny?
What?
the husband said the
No,
nanny, the
no,
babysitter was
hold
there at
on.
least 12 hours.
Because Ron, you like to hurry up and disregard something I'm saying. I'm saying let's let this soak in, y'all. She had a nanny.
She had a nanny, bro. They living like that.
No, I'm
Dude,
bringing your point home more.
dude got her a nanny, so you cannot say she was stressed. And she
I'm
was
bringing
allowed to not work as long as she didn't want to. So she was not being pushed to go back to work at all. All right, go ahead, Bron.
No, I was bringing your point home even more. The husband stated that the babysitter was there at least 12 hours a week.
She didn't
She
have a
worked.
babysitter. She had a nanny.
Yeah, she had both. They had both. That's what I'm saying. She had both a babysitter and a nanny. The babysitter was there at least 12 hours a week, the husband said. Then the nanny would fill in, and then she worked about 20 hours a week. So she literally wasn't with the children that much.
And
And he
mental
worked from
health
home. So yeah,
and
man.
mental health evaluations and paying for that medical. Bro, listen, he did everything believe. And that's what he should have. He did everything believe. He should have snatched the kids up and bounced. He knew if anybody know they want most men wherewithal, and I can't see you can't have both. You can't be smart and dumb. You understand? So you can't have all these accolades and live this high profile life, and all of a sudden you just what was that clarity that you say, GBR? So it's damn, he cut
Post
out.
nut clarity. Post nut clarity.
What was that?
I don't know. He
Post
went out
nut
for a
clarity.
second. I don't think that.
So
I don't remember him saying nothing like that.
yeah, it's a clarity, something about some clarity, but he knows. You know when you like, damn, I didn't know this was gonna happen. When we was in college, it was kind of hints of it, but now we 3 kids in. You know what I'm saying? And probably about after the first kid, he noticed, which is probably why he had to put people in place for them to watch the kids. And by the time they done, kids asleep. They wake up, you know what I'm saying? And we do this routine all over again. So there's either a babysitter or the nanny. Hey, I just want to, I'll absolve her of the responsibility wholeheartedly. Make it as easy on her as possible. That was what was happening. So now he was damn near, what they call it, complicit to a degree, because you really didn't address her, bro. You was damn near scared of her. So instead of doing what you should have did, you was damn near fearful and you was complicit. So you thought money and taking that responsibility away from her was gonna resolve it. I'm sure he didn't know it was gonna get to this point. I mean, I don't think nobody thought it would do this, but she's not the one that want to get up and brush the kids' hair and be with her kids and drop them off at school and take them to the, take them here, take them to the dentist. And those are drags for her, is what I'm getting. Oh my God, I got to take the damn kids to the, those damn kids. It seemed like that type.
That's exactly what it is, man.
I'm pretty sure it was more of that type. And I want to
see,
read this by
fellas,
Black Who Strikes. He says, I suspect she killed those kids to spite their father, to mentally and emotionally torture him for the rest of his life. And I would say that would make sense for a nurse that will quote unquote slit her wrist but not get an artery when she's trying to die. That makes perfect sense.
well, I
Okay.
don't even see how that makes sense with everything that's being presented in court. Like I understand. Oh, yeah, y'all
Shark,
like the
shark,
chicks on TikTok, man.
shark, shark, shark. The black and the black glass.
Yeah,
Oh man, stop, man.
yeah, they wild.
This ain't got nothing to do with that.
That's
This is
crazy.
about 3 dead kids. This is her versus her 3 dead kids. Who deserves justice? Do the
Yeah,
dead kids deserve justice, or do she get off?
the dead kids deserve justice.
Then we gotta lock her up.
She got to get locked up. I ain't never said she shouldn't.
But I'm saying I'm trying to speak on the lack of clarity with the leaders of quote unquote our country. And primarily, that's really not us. These are the white folk. So this is why we come so hard on the white folk. They don't get no pass. You don't get to go fuck everybody up and then play like a victim. You just don't get no room. You can't be both. I say it all the time. You got to pick one. You either petty or broke. And y'all are the ones who not broke, so you have no room to act like it. Now, you can be petty, but you can't just be petty with us. You got to be petty with everybody. And this is the problem. The rules are not fair for everybody. They only seem like you engineer ways to get yourselves out of whatever it is that you get into. But for everybody else, it's finite, right? It's by the book. What the book say, hey, I can't augment it. It's what the book say. But when it comes to y'all and the same rules with y'all, there can be some leniency, some grace.
Well, my thing is, it's a court case, and you're supposed to present something beyond a reasonable doubt to stop somebody from getting convicted, to get them acquitted. You got to give something that's beyond a reasonable doubt. She choked these kids out. This ain't just I killed the kids.
Allegedly.
This ain't I gave them some cyanide and let them die. She literally put her hands on these kids' necks and choked them out.
Allegedly. That could have been the other.
No. That's why they said the kids died. They ain't nobody guessing that part. That part is the thing that is 100% agreed with, that she choked them out.
There's no allegedly. She said she did it. Her prosecutor in her defense said her lawyer said yes, she did it. Ain't no allegedly. She took a exercise band and wrapped it around each of her kids' necks and choked them to death. And if I'm not mistaken, it was 3 separate exercise bands.
Yep, 3 separate exercise bands, man. Okay. And then she did it all individually. She killed one.
So now I wanted to make that clear.
Brought the other one down, killed that one.
Okay, Bronx. So now to make that clear, right? So that's why I go the way I go. So now that's clear. Bam. All right. Then why does it take 3 years? That's all I'm saying. What is the 3-year taking? She got all the continuances. I think we was talking about that, right? She got all the goodies that come with protocol, with just following procedure, right? That's why it took so long. Procedure, jurisdiction. That didn't happen in these other cases. I won't name them because I want to get into that. But when these other cases, protocol is exempt. We do it how we feel like we want to do it. That's what I'm saying.
$900,000+ was raised.
Bro, they had money. These other cases
No. The one case that was referred to earlier, the parents got $900,000 and only spent $80,000 on law.
So that's improper.
When you spend $80,000 on law, thank you. When you spend $80,000 on a lawyer, that's what happened to you. You get what they got.
You're gonna get 80 bands worth of lawyer. Yeah.
No, if you come to the table and you tell a lawyer, I got $1 million, he gonna give you $1 million worth of work.
He gonna go hard, boy.
Yep. Sure is.
Now, but his $1 million could be the same as 20,000.
Nah, I ain't working that hard for this.
What's your budget?
Don't get away with what you said. You're talking about protocol and procedure and giving continuances. Okay, you give me $80,000, I'm gonna give you $80,000 worth of continuances.
Look,
you give me $900,000, you're gonna get $900,000 worth of continuances.
Facts.
Well, we don't understand that.
My thing is, that ain't really even the point. The point is, did she kill these kids, and should she be found guilty for killing these kids? Because she admitted that she killed the kids, but she said not guilty when it comes to murder. She say I killed them, but I'm not guilty. I mean, it's a lot of boldness in there alone. I did kill them, but I ain't guilty of murder now.
And the defense is postpartum.
So which one is it? Did you kill them or not?
Is this the average? Is this considered the average white woman? Yes or no?
Yes.
She absolutely is.
Okay, so I believe her. She killed them, and she thinks she's not guilty. She's the average white woman. The average white woman thinks like this. They're all crazy. We need to start removing them from places of decision making.
We cannot say all.
Karens.
All you can.
Hey,
Karens.
hey,
You
let, let
cannot
me let me
hold
get
on.
in. Let me get
Stop.
in real
Stop.
quick.
Stop. You cannot include anything about all unless
Why
we know
not?
it's a real thing. If once you say all of them are crazy, now you taint the argument.
Okay. We need to remove the average white woman from places of decision making. You like that?
Well, my thing is all said when you make an all statement, that means a whole lot. And a lot
I
of
said
people
average.
lose a lot of
I said
arguments
average.
just because they use the word all.
Like,
Okay,
All
but
right,
average.
let me get in real
Mr. Me Too,
quick.
go ahead, Mr. Me Too. Go ahead.
Yeah, I actually came up to kind of well, salute fellas, salute to everybody. But I came up to kind of echo what Reset was just saying earlier about like the. I hope I'm like him. I hope she do get off as not murder, simply because it will force people to look at a lot of these actions that these women are doing, like and it'll and like he said earlier, it'll be actually fuel along with this and all this other stuff we see in these, in these court cases and all of these precedents that's getting set. It's really going to be it's almost like an origin story for a Handmaid's Tale type of environment with the way these women are going. And if she was to get off with this, that'll be just like a real main ingredient for that outcome for 'em. But like I said, I was just trying to echo what he's saying with that, and I do think that I don't think I'm almost sure she's gonna get off on this thing some kind of way where she's not gonna be held to that murder standard.
This
Well,
woman
I'm
And
never
I'm
I'm
gonna
a,
land right there.
she
I'm
never
I'm
get
just want to
off.
reiterate real quick that I think y'all are 100% wrong. Laws change because white women, especially, but women and children suffer is what make laws change. You're proposing something where they don't suffer. They ain't gonna change squat. Go ahead, Craig.
Reset. Let me say this
They are
real quick.
not getting
Reset.
ready to change the laws. Then I'm gonna be real quick. You can come in, Bron.
Go
I'm
ahead. Go
saying
ahead.
they're not getting ready. They are not getting ready to let this woman off because it's one thing where white men ain't crazy. Only the weak men act like they don't know, but smart white men understand ramifications and they definitely understand flow. So this is what I call protocol. They just giving her what she wants. They're gonna give her a protocol. Wait till they get to that verdict. That's where shit get real interesting. And I think the verdict is gonna be brutal because most of the verdicts of the women that killed their kids have been brutal. And I ain't never seen no woman that killed her kids. There's one thing I will say, and white America was like, oh, it's okay. Now we do got a new 25, 26 new way of doing things where people are proud to champion degeneracy. It don't matter what it is, you're gonna have people that support it. So she's got a group of people that support what she do. Don't mean that that's still going to influence the law of her being not guilty or the verdict of her not being not guilty. That's not going to happen. She gonna get the book and some.
Now, Coretta could be right. If you make it the book, we don't know. This should be wrapping up soon, possibly even today. So we may get a verdict within the next, or maybe even before the month is out, possibly. But probably early next month, we might definitely have a verdict by that point. So we're
And we
gonna
need to
see.
start calling out them white women, Roger. Them white women that supporting this bullshit like they do the racists. They was finding
Well,
racists online or in the chat or some shit and be like, damn, who really saying this shit? We really need to pull up these white women that's championing and rah-rahing for this woman. That's just, to me, crazy in itself.
Well, my thing is, I
That's what
don't
I
want
was
to just
saying.
leave it as they're championing this woman. They're celebrating the murder, the triple homicide of these children. That's what they're celebrating. And we need to
Even worse.
listen to, we need to think about that, y'all. They're celebrating a triple homicide. Okay? Now, technically, she got to get convicted for some official murder. But right now, they are truly championing a woman, celebrating a woman for killing 3 innocent kids
That is
that couldn't do
exactly what
nothing
they
to it.
doing. They are celebrating. That's exactly what it is. Did you see? Y'all have to see this convoy when she pulled up to the court. She's a prisoner. the car they thought she was in, man, on both sides was like a Drake concert, bro. I mean, am I exaggerating? Whoever's seen it, they know I'm not exaggerating.
You're not.
No, you ain't exaggerating not one bit.
This shit's crazy to me, bro. So that's why I said it's dangerous. These are moms and grannies and voters, right? Constituents of somebody.
These are
nurses,
other people.
Teachers.
These are other people that want the option to kill their children when they feel like it too.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Now Roger was right one time today. All right, I could get it.
Hey, look, took us 3 hours to get there, but God dang it, he finally got it. This is what they celebrated. They're celebrating freedom. They're celebrating their freedom. And they want this woman to be free so they can be free to do what they want to do without consequence.
Well, I'm gonna say it's a little different to want freedom than to celebrate the right to kill for no reason.
No, that's the most freedom you could have.
Your kids, bro.
It's part of freedom.
Not one, not two.
3.
You had to deliberately do that 3 times, bro. Look, I mean, come on, man. After you shouldn't have done 1, okay? Oh, you know what? I didn't get okay. Ooh, but okay, I know what to do about his 3rd one. I already know how to. Ooh,
Man, she looked them babies in the eyes. Why she looked one of these kids in the eye and choked them out while the other 2 kids watched. And you know what she did after that sad, tragic situation? She grabbed another one to repeat the process. You telling me this ain't a cold-blooded murderer?
Cold-blooded.
100%.
How cold you got to be to choke 3 people out at the same time? Number one, you got to watch me kill your brother or sister. And then I'm taking you out right behind.
Wait, what's her last name again?
Clancy.
Clancy.
You gotta be Lindsay Clancy cold.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's how cold you gotta be. That's the new slang. Clancy cold.
Yeah, Clancy cold something else.
We don't say diabolical no more. We just say Clancy cold. That was Clancy cold.
Hey, she got a fair trial though. She got a fair and equal trial. I'm just saying.
Fair and
They've
equal
been accommodating.
Why are you surprised? Why are you surprised?
You know, I'm really not. I'm probably more. It'd be. I don't even want to say disappointment because it's not surprise. It's the same thing. It just you get ticked off by this shit, man. It really burns my engines, bro.
Fairness and equality has to be earned. You gotta earn it, and you gotta earn it by having families and children. You have to become 50+% of the population. You gotta become the judges, the lawyers. You gotta become the politicians in majority. Then and only then will you get fairness. You gotta earn it. We have not earned it yet.
No, the thing
rappers
is,
and basketball players
hold
don't
on,
earn.
because this ain't about us. She killed 3 white kids. That's the good news in this situation, that she killed 3 white kids. Because they could have grew up to be horrible people. Looking at their mom, how could I think they would be anything other than horrible people? So that's the good news. I'm not saying it's good they died.
Roger, you Clancy
I'm just saying
cold.
the good news is they was white.
He didn't even tell you that the daddy done already got married doing all of this in less than 3 years, and your 3 babies just died and lost your wife, and you already pulled another one and married. Come on, man.
Hey, brother, he got to move on at some point. He said, I did everything I could do. He said, I did everything I could do, y'all. But we are at the 3-hour mark, so this means we coming to an end, y'all. Hey, she white. She killed her kids. They was her kids. But am I going to say she should not go down for murder? Absolutely not. I don't care about her excuse. I'm going to tell you that right now. And I'm going to say there is no postpartum narrative to me, period. I don't believe it. I can't rock with no theory until it's quote-unquote official. I don't want to hear it. Okay? Now, Black Rule did say something about it can happen up to a year. I need to know that they came to that conclusion as like a group of medical professionals? Is this the accepted thing? Period. You know what I'm saying? Or is this just something they're arguing
We
about?
give you 12 months of craziness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
After a baby.
Yeah, if it was anything empirical, they would have to use like MRIs, MFRIs, and they would have to get brain scans and all kind of stuff to actually determine it from a biological perspective. They just
Here will award you the 12 months of craziness.
Yeah.
after birth of your
And
child.
if we do establish that you get to be crazy for 12 months, that means I have to check you for 12 months. It is what it is. You cannot have it both ways. You either can take care of yourself or you can't.
You got to get locked up after
Hey,
you have a
you
baby
hear
for
me?
12 months.
You can't have both. You either crazy or you not. Which one is it?
But y'all, we got. I'm gonna let Creator have the last word on that one, and we got to get up out of here, y'all. It's been a great show. If you are new, you should subscribe because it only makes sense to subscribe to the best show on social media because we get into the best and most interesting topics here. If you don't know, and we do this at 9 a.m. Chicago time, not where you live, Chicago time. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Long live the habitual line steppers. I'm Roger. I'm right. And I'm out.